We are now live. We're back on Silent Hill 2, and I am joined yet again by Lugia and Baron.
Yeah.
Hoi.
I was not expecting that from Baron.
Never give them what they expect.
That is true. It's like the Spanish Inquisition. Don't expect it. But we went through the museum and then the giant jail. We also finished the freaking hospital as well.
I'd like to remind you that you are in the same building as the prison and the museum.
That is true. We've just dropped down to the Earth's mantle, as Baron likes to call it. Because at this point, honestly, with how far he's down, yeah, I can imagine.
Well, some do like to classify this as a separate section from the prison.
I'd also love to know how they got the materials down here, because let's be honest, it was just a bunch of pitfalls.
Well, your legs aren't broken, right? Clearly, it's an okay method of traveling around this place.
Yeah, he just uses a giant mattress and then moves it before, we have control.
No, that would be Heather. James doesn't do that.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Heather has little girly legs. James can take these standing up.
He can take the punishment. Oh, God. Where are you? Camera. Hi. 2, 3. Still counting my shots just to make sure. And it was that one. Aha, I remember.
Hearing another one.
Yeah, I'm still hearing the static slightly.
And I hear its footsteps at times.
Well, I think it's
But
down the hall.
given how far away it is, it's not...
Actually, was there anything... Oh, no, it was literally just... Really? Okay, actually it is just blocking. Okay. And I don't have a map of this area, do I? Yeah. Thought so. Okay.
You have a square, and your map is everything outside of that square. It's genius.
Yeah, I love it. He at least draws in that room. I'll give him that. Really?
Oh, is he coming to corner you?
Okay, that's to run. I was trying to remember my controls. I'm armed and
Which
dangerous.
way?
Bring it on.
Is it going to be to the left? The
I'm
right?
thinking it's the left because I'm
Or
hearing more
behind
to
you.
my left. You're
Both.
kidding me, right? I'm going.
Oh, maybe Lugia's plan is to get you to turn around, and then that thing would sneak up on you.
Oh, I think it hit me. It hit me.
You might... Yeah, don't give these guys much time once you down them.
I'm still okay. I should have probably reloaded, but I think we're good. Actually, what's this way? I'm guessing this is supposed to be a labyrinth, then. I presume. Oh.
Yes, this area is called the Labyrinth.
Okay, before I go down there, I do want to see what's down the other hall.
And I need to warn you about something very important here.
Don't run.
David Bowie and his balls.
Does it come with a Bowie knife?
I was making an allusion to the film Labyrinth.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I'll go down this ladder? I don't know where I'm going. What the hell?
Oh, it's those guys that'll stab you in the foot. Once you start running, don't stop.
I'm trying to figure out which way I run, because I don't want to run down the pit.
Try either way. Just don't stand still and get hit. Oh, hey, we're not alone down here.
Oh!
He's back!
Okay. Run. Please tell me this just loops around.
There might be something in here, though.
There's a door. I did shoot at him, which was essentially What the fuck?
Just a fan. Probably get stuffy down here.
That's a sword. He's looking at some ammo, so... Oh, I can actually pick up the knife. Okay.
By the way, you're hurting pretty bad.
Yeah. I passed it. Oh my god, domes. Also, hello, agent.
May as well use a health kit here.
I can't tell. I think that's okay.
Yeah, you're doing well.
I think you're full.
Notice there's no static on the image.
Oh, right. Yep, that's true. So what the fuck? Massive weapon wielded by Pyramid Head. Hard to use, but lethal.
I find it funny how in the Silent Hill transmission for Silent Hill 2, they always address Pyramid Head as Red Pyramid Thing.
Red Pyramid. Should also probably
I'm
reload
not
the
joking.
handgun. Now, I don't know if it's worth using this thing, but I think the handgun is still better. Personally.
The thing about that big knife is you can test it out in this room if you really want to.
Sure.
Like, there's no harm in doing so, but you'll
Oh my god.
you'll see the results for yourself.
Okay. Yep. That's... I'm not surprised it's slow as fuck.
Now, try moving with it.
Yep. No, thank you. Definitely not. It's
If you
nice
can
that they give it to you,
somehow
but
manage
no.
to land a hit with it, it is devastatingly powerful,
But
but not recommended.
Actually, was there anything else in this room? Was he looking at anything else? I don't think he was. No.
And this room here, totally optional.
Oh, really? I went down an optional ladder?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Thought I killed them all. Oh, hello. Damn it. Come back here, dude. I thought I killed all of them.
You probably don't need to kill him.
I will waste ammo. I don't care.
I think you got it.
Nope, I don't know. Okay. I think it's dead now because I could have swore I killed them all. Great, now I've lost my bearings. It was that ladder.
There
I just
was
came
another
up.
ladder. Not in this corner.
Not this one?
No,
think
there's
that's the one
another.
you came from.
Yeah, you just came up from that one. There is another ladder. Not here, though.
Oh, wait, both these go to the same room? That's what I was trying to figure out. Because I know there's the one from over here. I just didn't know if both of those go to the same room. Oh, hi. Okay, no more static. For now. Okay. Now, is that a wall? Looks like it. My inner RPG wants me to loot the bodies, but it doesn't matter. There is
What
none
would you
of that in
loot
this
off
game.
those bodies?
I have no idea. A cube. With a face. Multiple faces. It gets its own room. Okay. That's gotta be for a puzzle. It just seems so strange for it to be there, and why am I expecting that door to close behind me? Okay, so that's not openable. So I'm assuming. Or not. Okay, I guess I click on the cube.
Okay, this puzzle. You're on your own for this.
Okay. I'm assuming whichever way this is facing is controlling the room behind me, correct?
Yes. And you can't. It doesn't just rotate on one axis.
Oh, fuck. This is gonna be a fun one. There's so many combinations on this one. I'm gonna do that. Now, so whatever is facing the room behind me, right? It doesn't matter about the ones facing away.
You rotate the cube, it rotates this room.
Okay, so the door is still there. So I've defaulted it. Actually, oh, okay, that's what that is. So eventually one of these will be a door. Okay.
So it's not right side up blue.
That's 1 out of a million combinations.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And the fact that, as far as I'm aware, they haven't given anything to be like, oh yeah, this might, like, you know.
It is a trial and error puzzle.
Yeah. I hate these ones as well, just because it's just like, eventually, I don't want to. I'll be here all night. Right. Okay.
If you'd like a hint, I'm willing to offer one.
I'm actually just gonna guess for now, Baron, until I get absolutely frustrated.
Oh, can't use this one. It's not upside down red either.
It's not
or
great.
right side up green.
Okay, so now we're back to the beginning.
You've already tried that one.
Let's try upside down purple. Nope. Upside down red. No. Okay, the door's back. So, progress. Door there. Door there. Quote unquote.
They're not really doors.
Oh, so they're not supposed to be doors?
Well, you've got openings there, but that doesn't open to a door. You've already tried upside down purple.
Oh, shit. It can turn sideways as well?
Yeah. I told you there's a million possibilities.
I was like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. And now it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, it's sideways, too. It's like, kill me.
You'll get it eventually. I think there is more than one solution.
I would hope.
I might be wrong.
Well, I don't think it would be any of the upside down ones, personally.
You never know, it could.
So I'm just wondering, get another trap door into the abyss, because, you know. Door's gone. Door's back. Now, if only there was a way that I could, quote-unquote, open this from inside the room, that would be amazing. But, so I don't have to keep running back and forth and checking the room. I think I already did this one, right?
Modern AAA developers would not permit a puzzle like this to exist.
You think they're gonna
Upside down
ditch this in the
blue now.
remake?
I am very confident they're going to ditch this puzzle in the remake.
I'd be very surprised if the remake... excuse me, wow. If the remake is just one-to-one the same game, but the camera angle is always behind James. It's probably not gonna be like that. At least from a story perspective, it seems the same. But I don't know about gameplay.
I don't know. Okay, Baron, I will take the hint. Please and thank you.
You need to take a piss.
Wait, seriously? Oh. I'm gonna base it on the color then, and I'm thinking it's either that one or green.
Why would it be green?
I don't know. But I think
You
that's
need to
where it
take a-
was default. I think that's how it was before, and there was nothing I could do, right? Yeah. Actually, wait a sec. No. Oh, didn't want that. Wanted that to face that way now. And it's blocked off. Son of a bitch. There we go. Because upside down doesn't do anything. I don't believe. Oh. Well then.
No, that wasn't so hard.
Yeah, but with the, as you said, millions of combinations.
I was smiling from ear to ear when you assumed that upside down was wrong.
I'm going, why would you turn the room upside down? Like, that, you wouldn't be able to get into it is the first thing that comes to mind.
Your very world has turned upside down by this point, hasn't it?
You've been in Silent
That's
Hill
true.
for how long, and you're still trying to use actual logic?
Yeah. Now, do any of the other quote-unquote doors
No.
over there ever
No.
open?
Yeah, just
It's just
progression
this
is
one.
all you need. Yeah.
There are no hidden items along messing with that puzzle.
Yeah, that is a stupid puzzle, and whoever designed that one needs a smack. Also, I should probably switch this to software mode, so that way the cutscenes
You're
are properly rendered.
alive!
Good call.
Maria, I thought that thing killed you. Are you hurt bad?
Not at all, silly.
Maria? That thing, it stabbed you. There was blood everywhere.
Stabbed me? What do you mean?
It chased us to the elevator, and then
James, what are you talking about?
just before, don't you remember?
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So, you're Maria.
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real.
Well, that explains the cutscene from the beginning.
Don't you want to touch me?
I don't know.
Come and get me. I can't do anything through these bars.
Okay. Stay right there. I'll be there soon.
I love how he's not as confused as I thought he would be. Excuse me.
Well, James has seen some pretty crazy stuff up to this point.
That is also true. And I'm
I-
assuming this
I
ties
really-
into why you had me bonker before.
No, it's related, but not exactly.
So I'm assuming I just go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, did you pick? I forgot. Did you pick up an item down there?
I didn't see him look at anything. I don't think.
Yeah, just check and make sure.
If anything, he looks like he's looking at her.
He's looking at something.
Oh, there's an item on her chair.
Is there? I can't tell.
Well, I think he's looking at her chair anyway.
Yeah, because it's not. When I turn him this way, he's not looking at anything. So. Yeah, nothing here. Oh. Why am I expecting that to go boom when I get near it? Oh, I thought it was the cube.
No.
A cube tries to kill you. It was the enemy the whole time.
No, somebody it just lit up and went boom.
Are you familiar with the Legend of Grimrock?
No, I am not.
It's an RPG in which a cube tries to kill you. One moment.
Oh god. Also, the fact I can go down instead of up doesn't make any sense here, but okay.
You climbed up to this room, then took the stairs down to Maria.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that puzzle really
Logic
messed in my
isn't
head.
completely worthless in Silent Hill.
Yeah, that puzzle really messed with my brain. I've already forgotten what I did.
It's alright, you don't have to worry about that puzzle ever again.
Thank God. Okay. Oop.
Now, how do you know I'm not lying?
I hope you are not lying. I presume. Actually, wait a second. I got wire cutters, so only place actually I know where I could probably use that if I could move properly was here. I was about to hit triangle again.
You would think the big knife would cut that.
Yeah?
That is true. You would think that. Or even the kitchen knife.
This fade to black is for your convenience.
Yeah. Also, you know what? I'm gonna be cookie for a moment. Just in case. And to annoy Lugia. Skip over it again.
There are possibilities between them, but you will not take them.
What is wrong with you?
Lugia staggered saves and Baron is wasting Magnum rounds. Okay, got it. Okay, I missed. I can't.
Must have gone around the corner.
Oh, yeah, he did. Okay, he's just going for a stroll. Ladder there. Just slowly following. So 2 ladders. Okay, I can live with that.
Now you are the slasher villain.
Yeah. Okay, reload that. Okay, is ladder A or B? I'm saying let's go with ladder A. Left. I don't hear anything to my right, so... Hi. Goodbye. Oh. Okay.
How many handgun bullets do you have?
I think we're good.
Okay, just making sure, because you've been using a lot.
I'm trying not to use too much. But if I do see them, I will shoot them in the head. Another ladder. Okay. Can't rotate the camera. Oh boy. I would love to see what's ahead of me right now. Part of me is expecting this to be one
I
big
think he's
box.
nearby.
He is, but I'm gonna go this way. And go up this ladder. Oh, hi. Right. Oh, it's this again. Just wanted to make sure.
Well, don't linger on the grating.
Another dead end. Now, for my own curiosity, oh, just another ladder. Is there a map of this labyrinth or no? If I find it, I'm saying.
I don't recall.
Aim at him, damn it. There's multiple. Oh god, damn it, James. Or sorry, damn it, camera. Oh, hi. Yeah, because it'd be nice to be able to see around the corner. He's looking at something, but
Now,
what's he looking at over here? Oh, bullets. Should probably reload. Yeah. How am I doing? Slightly static, but I think I'm okay.
I think
It's not
you're
orange
fine.
yet.
If you want to use a health drink, you can.
How many do I have? 9. I'm just waiting to find an actual door into an actual room.
Good luck
not,
with that.
Not just ladder, ladder, ladder. Like, at this point, I don't even know. It is supposed to be a labyrinth, I get it, but...
I believe James makes a map as he goes along in this place.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, there's something on the floor.
Does he actually make a map?
Well, it's not like it would help.
Yeah, because I'm looking at that going, yeah, there's a ladder there, but a ladder to which of these rooms? Okay, I know that one there in the middle of the screen would take me to... Actually, I don't even think it's on this map, but it would end up leading there to the puzzle. But okay, that is a really awkward map. Newspaper on the ground. Stained with something that looks like blood, obviously, and is partially illegible. Oh, okay, I have to click to get it to pop up. I'm guessing the bottom of?
Perhaps body of?
Yeah, actually, yeah, that would make more sense. Body of a man later identified as Thomas something. Lumberjack. Oh, so he's Canadian. Age 39. Was discovered in the something lying face down, I would assume? Or face up. Probable cause of death was multiple stab wounds to the front of the neck and the left side of the torso by a sharp-edged weapon. The estimated time of death was somewhere between 11 p.m. and 12:30 midnight. It's not really midnight anymore. Due to the signs of struggle in the room and the lack of a murder weapon, police are considering this a homicide and have opened a murder investigation. Furthermore, given the fact that the cash in the room was untouched and Mr. Oro something had a history of drunkenness and violence, the police detect? One of the two.
Probably suspect.
That something was not, or the motive was not robbery. Something of crime, something. Yeah. I'm assuming I can read that again later if I so choose. But I am gonna save. Finally, an actual room. Watch. Door's locked. Oh. Thank God.
Imagine coming all the
I know.
way just
I
to
was
unlock
honestly
door.
expecting that. Being like, oh, that. It's like, and the door's jammed. Son of a bitch.
Daddy, please don't.
I don't want to know.
James does.
James isn't giving us a choice.
Oh, it's her again. And something.
Don't let the bed bite.
You might want something a little more potent for this.
So, shotgun. No. Hunting rifle if I...
Honestly, probably the shotgun.
The shotgun has much better mobility than the rifle.
You. Okay, I hit the button and he didn't fire it.
You might want to shake him off.
Fire, damn it. He takes so long to turn and aim is ridiculous. Jesus, buddy.
You might want to heal soon too.
Turn, aim, fire. Fire again. I agree with the healing. I like how I have to drop the weapon before I can go into the menu. That is so annoying. Reload. Medkit.
And then try to reposition if you can. And as you notice, time passes between opening and closing the menu. When you're phasing in and out of the menu, I should say.
Right.
Good job.
Okay. I thought there'd be a little bit more.
Theoretically, the hunting rifle would be faster, but you're way less mobile when using it. It's better to use the shotgun.
Honest reaction. Perfectly good TV room. Do you want your knife back? You know, to defend yourself?
Relax.
Don't order me around.
I'm not trying to order you.
So what do you want then? Oh, I see. You're trying to be nice to me, right? I know what you're up to. It's always the same. You're only after one thing.
No, that's not true at all.
You don't have to lie. Go ahead and say it. Or you could just force me. Beat me up like he always did. You only care about yourself anyway. You disgusting pig.
Angela.
Don't touch me! You make me sick.
There's So far, I will say the cutscenes freak me out more than the gameplay, because I do not get anything.
You said your wife Mary was dead, right?
And now she's somebody different.
Yes. She was ill.
Multiple personality disorder?
Liar! I know about you. You didn't want her around anymore. You probably found someone else.
Also, I love how not once did he question, how did you get here?
Ridiculous. I never.
Well, I'm gonna answer that question with a question. What did she refer to that bed monster as?
Dad.
What do you think's going on?
She's having dad. No. I'm not gonna say that, honestly. Wouldn't have a clue. Honestly. So far, I
Really?
am just confused as all hell. None of this is making sense to me.
What did she say that he always did to her?
Well, I'd rather not. I know where that's going, but for the sake, I don't know if I can say that, but she technically already did.
Do the wall accessories make you think of anything?
Yep. If I'm supposed to be taking it that way.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be taking it that way. Because I don't know if this is supposed to be DJ hour or not, but anyway, moving on.
Some of the newspapers can be read, I think.
Oh, in that room?
No, out here.
Oh, okay, because I did see one originally walking in, and I went away from the gun, didn't I? Yeah. I should also reload that. Oh. I mean, nothing of interest, but this one has today's date. Okay. I think that might be it, because I did try to read the one that was right here. Or one of them. Anyway.
Yes.
But I will agree, it is strange that today's date would be on it.
Alright, so this labyrinth has newspapers with dates as recent as today.
Which would be impossible. Because it would. How the hell would it?
Would be impossible or should be impossible. There's an important distinction.
It should be impossible for those to get here already. From
Alright,
today,
keep that
this
in mind.
quickly. It wouldn't make sense for it to be there this quickly. Right? Because somebody would have to bring all these newspapers here. And we haven't seen anybody. Unless they are bringing them in. I don't know. Why am I expecting them to come alive?
Well, it looks like living's not... Well, you'll see.
I'm assuming I probably... Oh. Hung for the crime of murder. Justice and revenge have been served. Kidnapping. So kidnapping, murder, arson. Oh, there we go. Now it registers. Swindling. Depends what he was swindling, because that's obviously harsh to hang a person for it. Counterfeiting. Okay. Thievery. Okay. Interesting room. That's where I came in, so... Try this door.
Before you mess with anything in the middle, you want to examine stuff on the side. Trust me.
Am I supposed to place them in the correct spots?
You'll see.
pulley ball once on a rope's tray? I think that's what that's supposed to say.
They should give you legible text if you press the X button.
Oh, that's nothing what I just read. Only the sinless one can help you here. Mistakenly pull on a criminal's rope and your reward will be returned to you in a sharp, most wondrously strange. So, whoever here would technically be sinless is the rope I have to pull?
There's something else to examine in here.
Well, the ropes, but...
Not just the ropes.
I'm trying to say,
Maybe the bigger thing on the wall.
I thought that's the one I was reading.
You were reading the small one.
Whoops. Dead men swinging in a tree. How many dead men do you see? Tongue turned blue and face gone gray. Watch them as they twist and sway. Oh, God. First one killed the butcher. Then cooked him in the frying pit. Wow. Served him to his hungry guests and gave him seconds on. I don't know why, but that's making me think. Oh, what's his? I can't remember his name. Wasn't he a barber?
Weenie Todd?
Was that his name?
You mentioned barber, and that's what immediately came to mind.
I can't remember his name. I believe he was a barber, and I think that is. I can't remember. So offer them whatever, and then downstairs was a restaurant. I think it was the restaurant, whatever, and he served them like pot pie or something to the guests. Something like that. I can't remember it. Yeah, it reminds me of that. If I don't know. Next one, with his smile and sweet, stole poor children off the streets. So this would be kidnapping. To men who dressed unsavory, he sold them into slavery. Okay. Breaking into a home at night. The thief, obviously, he had a nasty fright. Filled his foolish head with ale. Woke in the morn in the country jail. The artist, with his daunting skill, tried his hand at painting bills. But caught in rain, he was undone when the ink he'd used did start to run. So that's counterfeit. Great return, taking gold he did not earn, bundled up out of sight, quietly slipped into the night. Thing is, okay, that might be swindling. I was gonna say it sounds like thievery, but we've already had it, so that should probably be swindling. 3 houses into ashes. This is arson. Burned the sheriff with no place to turn. Did spy stranger to his town. Locked him up and beat him down. Oh, and then just repeats it.
There's a bit more.
How many? You say 6 feet long and 6 men wide. Rather next the noose be tied.
So that little riddle can be used to determine who the innocent man is.
Oh. Well, then I should read that again. Okay, definitely not the one for murder. Not slavery or kidnapping. He didn't steal anything.
But he did break in.
But he did break in. So it'd be break and entry, not really thievery, but counterfeit.
Yes.
Caught in the rain, he was undone. And Kate Hughes did start to run.
The rain, when the bills he counterfeited were exposed to rain, they started to run, drip. He was exposed at that point.
Things doesn't say that he was, like, somebody actually apprehended him here, but yes, technically he did make counterfeits.
Oh, it's been made clear in other passages that all 6 men have been arrested. All 6 have been hung, but one of them was falsely accused.
Oh. Did not earn, bonded up, had a sacrifice at the end of the night. Well, based on what this one says, yes, there might be a stranger in his town, but that doesn't mean that he was proven for arson. It could have been anybody.
So you believe that this man was killed for arson but didn't actually do it?
Possibly, because again, just because you're a stranger into the town doesn't mean that you can pin him for arson. It could literally be anybody. Just
So, you know what to do now?
pull whichever the one the arson his news, I assume.
All right.
Now
So
you know which one that is.
Well, I remember the middle one here was murder. This one here was murder. It wasn't on that side. I believe arson was this one.
Do you want to guess or do you want to check?
I will go check. So I believe it was that one. Let's see.
Oh, the extra riddle version of this. Oh, it's led to some wonderful debates online.
This gentleman. Oh, do I have to be in front of him?
Yes.
Oh, come on. Like, now I'm facing him, like, really? Like, I'm actually genuinely facing. How the hell? There we go. Yeah, it was this guy.
Oh, good job. You knew that guy was the arsonist.
Yeah, because I remember that one being murder, and then it's like, it just seemed like it was going in order of potential, like, light all the way up, right? Although I don't know if murder would be higher than arson, but yeah.
Well, an arsonist definitely lit things up. Well, let's see if you're correct.
Because it just doesn't make sense to just pick some random person who happens to be new to town as a freaking killer. Oh, I was gonna say, the rope here blends in so well I didn't
Almost
even
like
see it.
Silent Hill itself is a cult.
I agree. Will you pull it? Yes. I'm thinking it's the arsonist. I'm probably wrong.
Well,
But I didn't get attacked.
wonder what that did.
Aha. I had my gun ready. I'm waiting for it. Got the key to the persecuted. Yeah. The paper that was covering the corpse's face is lying here. Oh. So I have a key now, if I can get out of this room.
All right. You chose correctly. If you had chosen wrong, there would be enemies in this hallway.
Oh, okay. So I presume this door, since it's the only room I haven't been in. Can't turn the hand on unless you first remove the handcuffs. Again, it's like you would think he would just automatic. And I open the map like a doofus.
Again, you have a big ass sword. Why don't you break them?
That is true.
The lead pipe might be enough to break them, actually.
Yay.
I'm not sure why they felt that necessary, but they did.
Needs an oil as well. Just pulls out one of those small little cans of oil and just starts like oiling the freaking thing.
I don't hear any radio.
I was just getting ready for it. I'm assuming I need another key, which can only be found through door number 1.
Maria? Maria?
Now she's dead.
Maria, no. What happened to you? Why? Why?
Looks like she had a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Mary.
I can see why people would like the game for the gameplay. I'm just confused as all hell with the story. To me, the story doesn't make any sense.
Wasn't there a key in that room?
Well, he was looking at something, but... Nope.
Never mind.
Well, this... Okay.
Oh.
Maybe someone tiptoed in behind James, took the key, and opened the gate.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that my gun was properly loaded.
Might have been your pyramid friend.
Or maybe Eddie opened the door, was about to say, "Hey, James, how's it going?" Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we haven't seen
You're right.
Eddie for a while.
I'll just take the key and be on my way.
And same with Laura. We haven't seen Laura either for a little while. Oh, there's a med kit.
That's very generous.
Probably means there's gonna be a boss fight. Strange place to see a cemetery. At least one of them has a
This
safe
historical society is fucked up.
door. I very much agree.
Ugh.
You get there, Baron?
Yeah.
Nah, he's just used to grim settings like this. It doesn't phase him anymore.
He's like, come on, real original, guys. Oh. Bullets, shotgun shells. Now, I'm just curious. Epitaph. This felon drank one last bottle of ale before he was executed and laid here to his eternal rest. Okay. Why am I thinking these are the graves of those guys we saw hung? Possibly.
Yeah. Some of them may very well be.
Walter. Okay, don't we know that name? It's been a while. And I'm trying
Yeah,
to
you've
think.
seen that name somewhere before.
I have the VODs on my computer, so I'd probably have to just skim through that to refresh my memory.
You found a file on his
Right, wasn't he
murder
the
spree.
Yeah, wasn't he the one that was going around claiming that somebody had him do it? He did it, but somebody was like getting him to do it. Like he was going
Yes.
crazy. Nothing there. I'm assuming obviously I probably have to go into the grave pits, presumably, if I could walk around this tombstone.
You might want to check the headstones of those 3 graves before you mess with the interior.
Eddie Dombrowski. Oh, for... Well, I think I know what the other 2 are gonna be. Let's see. Is it gonna confirm my suspicion? Yep.
Huh. That spelled pretty similarly to the name of that murdered man in the newspaper.
Yep. And then I'm assuming this is going to be Maria. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, shit. Nope, it's me.
There's also an item to pick up.
Oh, that's an ample. I was gonna say, that's kind of hard to notice.
Here's to your death.
The only one missing is Maria and Laura. But I can't see them killing a kid, to be honest. So, knowing
It
that
looks
Maria
like-
is different, or Maria's not there, but everybody else is. Something's up with Maria is what that tells me. Is there anything else in this room? Like, is there even a
No,
door?
you've picked up everything.
Oh, no.
Actually, no, I saw
Oh,
something.
my mistake.
Shotgun.
Good eye.
I believe I picked up the one. Okay, so presumably. Oh, and yeah, I go down into my own grave, don't I?
You've been falling into a lot of holes lately.
What's one more?
Yeah. He must be a big fan of Swiss cheese as well. There's plenty of holes. Will you go down? Yes. Yeah, that's it, James. Jump into your own grave. Okay, this makes sense. Said nobody ever.
Hold on, James. I'll throw you a rope ladder. Damn it, Barry.
Ominous fog. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let me get a little chilly in here.
A fog machine hallway.
Okay, dry ice machine is the MVP. Oh, good God, why?
I'm sure there's nothing of interest beyond this door.
It's either A, boss fight, B. Oh!
Eddie, what are you doing? What does it look like?
He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting piece of shit. You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting
Well, I'm
piece
expecting
of
to have to
shit.
kill Eddie.
But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. And the corpse can't laugh. From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that.
Eddie, have you gone nuts?
I knew it. You too. You're just like him, James.
Hey, I didn't mean anything.
Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James.
Boss
How do
fight.
you dodge that?
Showtime.
Well, I did say I was expecting to have to kill Eddie. So, shotgun. Run. So much for running.
You might want to heal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those bullets do a lot of damage.
Trying to decide between
At this
Would
point,
a
I think a
medkit
health
be
drink is still
overkill?
fine.
yeah. I don't know,
Maybe
there's-
one more.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're good now. Let him have it.
I'd like to if I had some.
Maybe don't.
Okay, so he has a. Fuck.
Oh, heal now.
Heal, 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 heal.
Maybe get a little bit closer so the shotgun does more damage.
Oh, like it really does. It's one of those games, ain't it?
Well, it doesn't have to be point blank. Well, stick the barrel to him, but
I'm just gonna face tank it somewhat.
You have a moment to breathe here.
And a moment to heal. And reload the shotgun like a moron.
speed. and mobility shouldn't be discounted in this fight.
Yeah. That's not what I'm good at, because James feels the need to take 20 years to, lower the shotgun and move after firing.
Well, you think he's good with a gun?
I'm not good with a gun, but I know I can shoot and lower it and move quicker than this guy.
Maybe you've got something. If you're comfortable with it, maybe you've got something faster than a shotgun.
Handgun.
It's an option.
That is true.
Actually,
Or melee wouldn't make any
the
sense.
rifle could also probably be good for this fight.
Yeah, if you're gonna face tank, then go with the rifle.
Except I don't want to burn through the rest of my medkits. That would be stupid.
Well, you have 17 of the things.
I know. At least give me a room which is more than just 2 feet by 2 feet because of everything blocking.
When you're hated, picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look, after you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life. That's why I ran away after I killed the dog. Ran away like a scared little girl. Yeah, I killed that dog. It was
What dog?
fun. It tried to chew its own guts out. Finally died all curled up in a ball. Then he came after me. I shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog. He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that? Let's party!
Again, I would love to be able to move a lot easier, but I'm hoping he's just gonna waste his ammo and then reload so I can pop him. At least that's the hope. He's gonna follow me, isn't he? Shit. Oh my god.
Sucker punch.
Yeah, I'm trying to get an opportunity so I can properly just aim
You
and
might want
shoot.
to heal.
There we go. Finally, James.
Ooh, yeah.
Jesus.
Also, he might want to hold forward when you exit the menu,
Yeah.
as he was coming up to give you a kidney punch.
Wow. Okay, to me that missed, but okay. So disoriented because I can't see where he is until I turn around. Yeah.
Well,
So I
running
can't-
around like this. Maybe use the. Why not try out the rifle?
I guess. No, wait, no,
That's the shotgun.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload that. And of course. Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna move. I'd like to move.
You did do some sizable damage to him.
Keep at least one. So I would just love to be able to keep track of where he actually is. But I can't. I don't even know if I'm aiming at him. Like, that's what I mean.
Nice dodge.
Not intended. Or completely accidental. Okay, I'm behind the damn thing, but okay. And I didn't want to help in the map.
I wonder where I am. Hold on, Eddie. Bro, don't beat your meat. Jesus. This is the live stream.
Okay,
Heal,
fuck
heal,
off.
heal, heal.
Hitting the button.
That might have been a little excessive. But you've got to attack him.
Again, would love to if I had an opportunity without being
Hit him, just
shot.
hit him.
Yeah, this is where now this
Now
game
heal.
becomes frustrating, I will admit.
Yeah, this fight isn't the best.
I don't want to sacrifice him. I can hear him reloading.
It's honestly best to just get this over with as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's a terrible fight. Sorry.
Eddie? Eddie? I killed a human.
See, I would argue in this case it's self-defense, but okay.
A human being. Mary. Did you really die 3 years ago?
Now you second guess that? I should probably use one, shouldn't I?
No.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we switch back to the handgun for now.
I went the long way around. Whoops. He's still looking at his... Oh, I was expecting to be able to pick up, like, the revolver or something he's using. Because he was looking at him, but...
Imagine having multiple handguns.
Yeah, see, he's looking down at him, unless I can.
No, it's just that Eddie's the most interesting thing in the room.
Oh. I presume I mean... And I'm assuming I'm going to have to do the same thing with Angela.
Hey, we're back outside.
Which makes no fucking sense. Because how many holes did we drop down? There's no way we'd be outside.
You've been in Silent Hill for how long?
Again, yeah. Something keep off. Now, how much of that labyrinth did I miss?
Practically none.
So I didn't miss any collectibles that I probably should have grabbed or whatever.
Maybe
think so.
some basic supplies, but that would be it.
Oh, okay.
You still have a good amount of healing items and ammo anyway. You're pretty
yes.
much set.
Boat on a foggy lake. Doesn't sound like a good idea.
It's time to head out on the water.
Jason Voorhees grabs James and pulls him under.
Yeah, literally. Please tell me I don't have to control the boat, too.
You do,
Fuck.
but it's easy. You just hold up. Well, I say it's easy. There's still something you have to keep in mind.
So this would just be a cutscene of him rowing the other side and just shit happens. Oh, great. Now I just wander aimlessly.
There should be a light on the screen. I think you might need to turn left or right to see it.
Like a lighthouse beacon?
Kind of. Once you see that light, just go straight over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
gotta
right
head
there.
toward the light.
Oh, God. As far as we're aware, James isn't fully dead, so...
But he lost his dear Mary. Isn't he dead inside?
Now, if you were playing hard mode, this boat would control differently.
In what way?
I think... I could be wrong on this, because I haven't done this myself. I think both the analog stick are for the separate oars.
Oh,
Yes.
for God's sake. Yeah, that doesn't sound
Do you
like
have to
fun.
rotate them, or just control them separately?
I think you actually have to rotate them.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah, that's rough.
Luckily, there are no enemies in this section.
Thank God. Can imagine having that and enemies. Like, yeah, let's doubly screw you over. Just going for a long boat ride.
Hey, you got a lake to cross. Those aren't tiny ponds.
This is true. Does that look like a wall to you? Oh, it's... Oh, okay. I was gonna say... Looking at the fog away makes me think I'm, like, rowing into a fucking wall. Like a concrete wall.
Looks like you're getting closer. Yep, there you go.
So there is something you can bump into in the water, but
I'd advise not to.
you can't really take advantage of it.
Oh.
If you look at the map of the lake, I believe you can see an island in it.
Oh. But I'm assuming you can't go on the island.
No.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's it, James. Don't take a rope and, tie the boat down so the boat will stay there.
Hey, he's got no reason to go back.
Yeah, you never know. I need an escape. That's the only way I know. And the boat's gone. Son of a bitch. I'm assuming now we're at that hotel and whatnot across the lake.
You're almost done.
Hasn't changed at all in 3 years.
And James can confidently make that statement looking through thick fog.
Yeah. Lakeview Hotel.
So you see the island down there?
Yeah. Actually 2, technically, but...
You can bump into one of them. I don't know which one, though.
I presume the smaller one?
I'd
think
assume
it'd
the
be
big one.
I would laugh if you could, go all the way out here and be like, yeah, I'm going.
I need to look up a video or a discussion on people who might have done some deeper diving into the boat segment, just to see what the developers put in here.
Thought came to mind.
What about Maria?
Not about Maria. But with all the amount of going underground and everything from the museum over here, part of me is wondering if that quote-unquote dock we got the boat at was actually on said island over here in the middle of the lake, and we just rode from there over.
Do you remember right before you went into the Historical Society, if you look to the right past some parked cars,
I didn't get a good
you would
look.
have seen a fence blocking a route down to a boat dock?
I did not get a good look. I don't remember. I'd have to check again. I have to go back in the vault and look. So I assume then I did row from this side of the... Yep, I'm not even going to question at this point, because that doesn't make any sense. Oh, man. Who needs logic? I assume I can't go out
I've
these
got
gates.
2 words for you. Genius loci.
I know what genius means. I don't know what the rest of that means. There's a fountain in the shape of a bird. No water's coming out of it right now, though. Okay, da-da. I know
think
there's the
there
front
is-
door, but...
I think there is one thing you can pick up out here.
Yeah, James is looking at it.
Shape of a bird, another bird. Oh, I have to be exact. Okay, I don't think I can get more exact than this, James. Oh, there we go. Pixel perfect.
And
Little
now,
Mermaid music box.
cease and desist from Disney.
Son of a bitch.
I've never seen anyone fail to pick up that box before going in, but I would feel terrible for anyone who did.
You have to run all the way back and grab it again, I presume.
Yes, and I don't believe there's a single hint to make someone think they need to exit the hotel.
Oh, shit.
speaking of hints,
Map. Yay. Waiting for you in 312. But it has a ... Oh boy. But this would be the 3rd floor. I assume we're not on the 3rd floor.
no.
Room 312. That's the room Mary and I stayed in. Are you there? Or maybe I got a hotel map for guests. So I got a map of the 3rd floor, but I assume we're on, obviously, the ground floor.
Interesting how the map was worded. A map for guests.
I assume there's
Maybe
a map
that
for
implies-
staff as well?
Maybe that implies there's another map somewhere.
There's probably a map for staff. And there's probably like hidden doors and whatnot and all this crazy, you know, that kind of thing. Cafe and a restaurant. And then the elevator.
I do wonder why they have 2 eateries so close to each other in this building.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me either.
In case one fills up. I mean, it's a big place. You're gonna expect a lot of people to come here.
I can't look at
Who
the,
wouldn't want to go to Silent Hill, am I right?
Really? I can't go to the cafe? Aw, man. And I'm guessing I can't go to the restaurant either. Staff only.
So this
Oh,
is
I
the
have-
last major area of the game.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel?
Okay. I'm not frustrated. Like,
Now, there's
I
a
will
fair bit-
continue, but I don't get the story in any way.
There's a fair bit to get done in here.
To me, the story is just a jumbled mess. And that's just
We'll
putting
explain
it
it to
lightly.
you once you're done.
There are more revelations that might change your mind once you have them.
The fish key. I'm assuming each key is going to be aquatic themed or ocean themed. Somebody played the piano. Or is playing the piano. Oh, there's Laura.
Dare you?
Yeah, you did.
How she got here beats me.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
Can't imagine James as well.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
Who's Rachel?
Fuck Rachel.
She was
Me and
our
my
nurse.
homies
I
hate
took it from her
Rachel.
locker.
And all of a sudden, she's just like, here, read the letter. It's like, why do I have to go through all that pain and suffering before with you locking me in the room to read the letter? If you're just gonna hand it to me here. My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. What sisters? And Laura, about James, I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please give him a chance. Stepdaughter? I don't know, it's the only thing I can think. True, he may be a little surly at times and he doesn't laugh much, but underneath he's really a sweet person. Laura, I love you like my very own daughter. Okay, I could be on the right track, I don't know. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Okay, I'm not on the right track. So then she's an orphan?
Yes, Laura is.
Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary. But how would Mary know her? That doesn't answer that question. And she's drawing on the
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago.
Unless you're talking to a
Could she
ghost.
really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one Mary...
Oh, and I lost it.
Huh? I must have dropped it.
Of
Laura.
course.
I gotta find it.
I just want to know how this little girl hasn't been attacked yet. Also, she just faced through that door.
I noticed
Yeah.
that.
I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, but yeah. Or if
I
that's just a
never
glitch
noticed
with the
it.
emulator.
I don't remember if that is noticeable on the PS2.
I like to play the piano. She wasn't very good, but I still love to hear her play so long ago before we were even married. Why am I thinking of that now? I was actually hoping to be able to play said piano.
Because
Oh, Easter egg.
Mary's the most prominent person on your mind, James, and you really miss her. How's that for an explanation?
I assume you're using a widescreen patch for PCSX? That's probably why.
I wouldn't be surprised. I could have... Hopefully this doesn't bug
It's
up.
fine. Don't
I
mess
think
with
I
it
may
now.
have left it on. That's probably why.
Don't mess with it now, but
I was
that's
actually...
probably why it
Yeah,
did
I was
that.
I was supposed to turn that off because the other two streams didn't have it turned on. I probably forgot to turn that off. A drawing done by Laura, a cat. Okay, at least it stays, which is interesting. Must be pretty cold outside and warm in here if she can draw on the window like that, though. Or vice versa. Condensation.
So, I gotta say,
Oh,
Oh.
no.
we're not alone.
Oh, you
shit.
again?
Daddy's back.
And
What
he's not
the
alone.
fuck? Nope. Okay. Let me just properly prepare. Back to the shotgun.
It might be pretty close when you open that door, so be ready.
I didn't want to fire. I wanted to go in the door.
Not what I meant by be ready.
Yeah. I don't know if it will let me, like, have it pre-aimed, like, ready to go in the door. Would love to be able to see around, James. Oh, they're just gonna go their separate ways. Actually, how much shotgun ammo do I have? I just want to make sure. 112.
Over 100? Yeah, I think
You're
you'll be
good.
fine.
Come on.
The concern is getting sandwiched.
Really?
Give him the old stomp.
Yeah, I was wondering if that actually still worked on this.
Yeah, he's not treated as a boss now.
Oh, okay.
And they've got lower HP than the boss you fought.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm going, oh shit, that's why I ran out. I'm going, not this crap again.
You have its attention.
I no longer have its attention. And if I may ask, are there going to be more of those? Should I run around with the shotgun instead?
I think there's a few more.
I'm going to keep the shotgun up. So I couldn't go in the cafe. Don't know what this room is, but I can go inside.
This is the main stairway.
Oh, this is
the
the
lobby.
lobby.
I believe the other door to the lobby also works.
Okay, before I do that, I do want to at least... Oh, it's just a bash tray or garbage can. I do want to check the other rooms out here. This one isn't labeled on the map, but it's broken. Extra staircase. I assume these are probably... Oh, nope. Ah, really, game?
Did it crash?
It crashed.
Oh,
No.
damn.
Yeah, the shipping dock. So
Oh,
back
one
across the lake we go, everybody, and we have to watch the Laura cutscene again. I don't know if there's a way to
Any-
skip the cutscene.
Can you skip cutscenes in this game?
Because it would have been nice to have a save point, like, on the other side of the lake. Like, before you go into the actual hotel.
Do you have the game up again?
Oh, right. Right. I always forget that it does that. Let me share the screen to Discord. Saddy.
Alright.
I took the long way last time. I'm just gonna keep rotating. Feels like I've done a full 360 by now.
This is a weird version of Wind Waker.
Wind Waker Horror Edition.
Hey, there's some pretty scary shit in Wind Waker, okay?
Wouldn't surprise me. Also, I'm curious. Does it show where I am on the lake?
I don't think so.
Oh. That would have been interesting to know, like, get your bearings, like, where am I on the lake? Oh, well. You know, I didn't question it last time, but when we got to the other side, didn't exactly see anything that was, you know, giving off light. I didn't question that till now.
Maybe someone turned the light off.
Possibly, but I didn't see anything there that could, you know, unless there's somebody just standing with a freaking flashlight in their hand. But I don't think you'd be able to see something through all of this. I really don't. It doesn't seem like it would be bright enough. Unless it's one of those high beam kind of the giant tub looking flashlight, really extremely bright. The freaking trigger and everything.
I'm pretty sure this game took place in the 80s.
Oh. Okay, they're definitely not that then. Also, was a year ever determined for this game? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Came out in 2001, if that helps.
Well, yes, that's when it was released, but it definitely wasn't based on the US in 2001.
So I think we've seen a bunch of like articles and whatnot, but nothing's actually given us a proper year. The only thing we've had is the thing saying, oh, a newspaper released today, but it didn't give us anything past that.
The developers might have mentioned it in some interview.
Oh, I can skip that cutscene. Nice.
You should also be able to skip the Laura cutscene, but don't forget the music box.
Yep. Oh, it's on this side now. Oh, come on. That is annoying. Also, I should probably prepare. Just in case.
Well, they don't show up yet.
No, I know, but better to do it now than later. Right, the map.
Map.
I'm trying to speed run. Like, I gotta get to this. Skip through all that. Turn camera. Okay. So I couldn't go in here, but I do just want to mark it off. I presume I have to go in here first. I don't know. Or if I can check out the other rooms.
You don't have to go in here first, but you do have to go in there before you can get anything major done.
Okay, so I can check the other rooms?
Some of them.
Please don't crash. Also.
I did notice the screen glitch out.
Yeah, that was me changing to software mode.
Okay.
Right? It's not reload. Can't open it. Also, right, I don't have a bottom. Oh, no, I do. Oh, it's just... Okay. Wasn't expecting it just to be like that.
We're in an employees-only area.
Yeah, that's what you meant by the guest thing. It doesn't show, like, the employee areas. He's looking at something. Oh, the ammo here. A lot of ammo just lying around in a hotel.
What do they serve in this cafe?
That's what I'm wondering. Right, there we go. Oh, I can't go any further. Okay.
It's a rough neighborhood. Staff has to be ready for anything.
Nope. Okay. I forgot you just have to move. I keep thinking I can click off of it. Okay. I'm not gonna go upstairs yet. Lobby. Is there a safe thing in the lobby? Don't hear static, so that's good. Yay, there is! I'll take it. I just don't want to have to row across the entire lake again. Okay. I'm assuming this is the puzzle. Because it looks like a puzzle.
It's a puzzle.
Nation, something is engraved on it. Seat of the princess who awoke from death. Play the music box. I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to know more first before I start. Gift shop. Oh. But I wanted souvenirs.
How do they plan on merchandising if they keep the gift shop locked?
Exactly. Your profits are just going to go
Hotels
down.
have a gift shop?
Apparently.
Some of the fancier ones do.
What do you mean there's no keys? There's a key right there. There we go. Okay.
Hey, you got your room key already.
Indeed. Nothing here that looks particularly useful. Well, actually, considering I'm in the lobby and here's like the checkout area, I'm going, where else would you find a room key? And it's locked.
HectiX, have you been paying attention to where you found key items this whole game?
No. To me, it just
You
makes
forgot
sense
about
for...
the toilet?
Yes, I did. Can I... Oh. Mr. James Sunderland, the videotape you forgot here is being kept in the office on the first floor.
Damn it, you really just left your sex tape here?
Yeah, that's what I thought they were making reference. Please tell me. Even if I ring it, I don't think I... Aw, come on. At least they make reference. I was just hoping I could actually ding the bell.
Heather probably would have said that she doesn't want to imagine who would show up if she rang it.
You know, now that I think about it, I could agree with that. Lock's broke. I'm not surprised. Can I do anything with the elevator? Nothing happens, of course. Wait a second. Oh, I can't do anything with that. Okay. Well, Laura cutscene.
So this being a resort town, I imagine, yeah, it's reasonable they'd stick a gift shop in a fancy hotel like this one.
Right, we gotta go around. Well, okay, I can do that. Can I... Oh, he has to...
Should be able to skip it in a second.
Did I?
There we go.
Yes, you did.
Yay! At least you can skip cutscenes. There we go, English. Fish key.
I want to check your ammo.
Still good.
Hunting time.
Wanted to be sure you had all 6 rounds loaded.
Well, at least I'm prepared. Where are you? Hi. I'm clicking the button. There we go.
It's a lot weaker than the boss form.
I'm just wondering if I can get away with the handgun.
If you're patient, sure.
Okay. So, all that's left is to go upstairs or back into the lobby, because everything else has been checked.
No, there's also downstairs.
Right. Fire hose. Oh, I can't do anything with it. Well, up seems like the correct way, but at the same time, I don't think I'm gonna get anything from going up just yet. Because, you know, I don't have anything besides just the room key. I presume every door is gonna be locked. Oh, hi. Goodbye. Oh, I thought I was actually gonna die. Shut. Stomp. Oh, there's another one to my right. Okay, he is down. Reload. Yeah. I could probably get away with the handgun now. And I have more handgun ammo anyway.
They're probably not going to be using the handgun for bosses anyway.
Yeah. Well then, this seems like a trap. Can of thinner. Like paint thinner?
Are they calling you fat?
I generally took as paint thinner, not calling me fat, but okay. I presume I can't do anything with the buttons, so... I don't know if I can read what's there on the wall, but I... No, I can't. Okay. Something Texas something? I don't know, that's supposed to be tears? See, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know. Well, nope, not yet. No big Tex barbecue.
And they've got a bar downstairs and 2 eateries on the first floor.
Yeah, that is a bit excessive.
I've never been anywhere this nice.
5-star accommodation. I'm willing to bet it's very pricey.
I'm going to ask you to do one thing for me.
Okay.
You know the small staircase in this hallway that goes up?
Yep.
Please take it. If there's another staircase going up, take it too. Yes.
Okay. Oh, so wait, I can go right to the room? That seems a bit strange. Oh. Yeah, that's what I expected. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Did you hear that?
Briefly, let me go back up.
I don't think it'll play again.
It won't.
I heard James for a brief moment.
So yes, you will hear Mary's muffled voice call out James if you come up here early. Wanted you to have that experience.
Well, that's definitely disturbing. But part of me thinks that isn't Mary. Well, I had to come upstairs anyway because there's nothing else I could do in the lobby, so...
And that was the main thing I wanted you to do, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for showing me that one. I wasn't expecting that. And I'm on the banister of the lobby.
I don't think I've ever experienced that for myself.
That's one of the few hard-to-hear voices that is guaranteed to happen if you do it just right.
I don't know if that's technically supposed to be an Easter egg. I don't know.
There are whispers in an apartment early on that are random.
Right,
That one
you
I
mentioned
got.
that. I didn't get that one, unfortunately.
Penguin happened to get it 3 times in a row on stream.
Yep.
And apparently it's a low chance
wow.
of getting that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it takes 5 for him, which means I have to reload every single time. Nope, actually I don't, but...
Well, get ready, he's going to be closer.
Seems more like 4.
I don't know, I think I missed the first one. I don't know.
No, I think you missed the last one.
Okay, 4 to 5. I'll go with that. I don't know, locked? Yeah. Son of a bitch. Everything is locked. Silent Hill.
Imagine how frustrating it would be if you could go into every room, though.
I will agree. Go into just random rooms for no point. Just like, is there anything in here? Nope. Why
Would
am
you
I in here?
rather have options?
I think I'd get more lost with options. Was it this room, that one? I don't know.
Okay, we've got some lock doors to keep in mind.
That's 2. Do I dare? Okay. Because that's usually a recipe for you go near the window and you get like a little jump scare.
This game's not really into jump scares. Except when
Hardly
Maria's
sa-
with you.
Yeah, I'd hardly say it has any.
I can go in here. Yay, a room. He's looking at something. Medkit.
God knows you have a billion of those.
He's looking at something else. Just don't know what. No. Oh, come on. There we go. Handgun ammo. A suitcase? I'm assuming this is probably another... No, no, not. The bag is locked. Okay.
How'd it open?
Yeah, I have a giant freaking sword. Why don't I just cut the damn thing in half?
Well, you want to take a look at your key items?
Could the phone line be possible? Oh, I was trying to go for the board, not the phone. Definitely not that. Fish key. Fish-shaped holder. It was on top of the restaurant table. Thinner. Music box. It did say, do you want to play the music box? But that was back in the lobby. On the ground floor, so I don't think it's that. But that's it.
Well, do you have something that might open the suitcase?
Maybe the fish key? I don't know. Oh, okay.
Now, why a fish?
It's a fish in a box? I don't know. I don't know. Shooting fish in a barrel? I don't know. Got the key to hotel room 204, which I presume was one of the doors I probably just checked. He's not looking at anything else in here. But yeah, I don't know. Like, yes, I got the fish key, but personally, I'd be like, okay. I probably have to find something else. I wouldn't think to use that there.
I know that might be cheating a little bit, but I've seen some people get really frustrated with the fish key.
Really? Not because
Yeah, they just
nothing
never
really
thought to
hints
try.
at. Yeah, that's true. Nothing hints at it. He's looking at something else. Books. Doesn't look like it would be of any particular use. Hey, knowledge is power.
Oh god, a library in a hotel.
Oh yeah, you
Calm
must really
down,
be
Baron.
enjoying this. There's a book open on the top of the desk. It looks like a medical book. Oh, Baron's even more in heaven now. I've ever read enough medical books. None of them ever did any good. Oh, okay.
He's thinking about Mary's illness again.
Ah, okay, I was gonna say. He's looking at something else. Tourist brochures lined up. Not interesting. Okay. Probably something on the table. Around here, yeah. Shotgun shells and ammo in a library. Makes sense. Don't think there's anything else in here, though.
So, the staff? No people want to be left alone while they're reading. They thought they'd leave something here for the guests to take care of any nuisances themselves.
Oh, you're still looking. I was just give him a place to do something. Other than just wander around, I guess. Trying to think. No, wait. I'm trying to get my
Yes.
bearings again. Check the map, screw it. Okay, we did get the one for 204. So I can go and open that.
We're here. Why not?
Okay, gun is loaded. I want to make sure. He's looking at something, but I can't turn the camera. Employee key, elevator key. Okay. I look at whatever the... Oh. Nothing is written in the memo book. Okay.
If you were Harry, you could save your progress on that.
That was just... Oh, okay. I was wondering if it would be. In the briefcase.
This looks interesting.
I
Oh.
almost thought that said damn.
Same.
Can you rotate the first letter to a D?
I don't think you can.
Wait,
oh, wait,
you
yes.
Damn.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Damn.
Damn, I don't have the freaking combo. I'm just gonna leave that. Actually, if I back out and open it again, will it still say damn? Yes, it will. I approve.
I would be tempted to have a combination like that.
Wouldn't blame you. Photos are scattered. What's this? Oh, okay. A big X. Part of the photo has been colored over with a marker. Okay. Don't see the significance just yet with that one, but okay. So now we're in technically room 205. Okay.
And
now we're back outside, but we need a name combination because it's definitely not damn, that's for sure.
well, any ideas?
So the solution is that picture, but it's X'd out in marker.
Why am I thinking to use the thinner on it? That seems stupid to me, but...
Why would it seem stupid?
Better than using whiteout.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm going... Normally use this on, like, paint, not marker.
Why wouldn't it work on marker?
I don't know. I used the center? I've never tried. Why didn't I think it would be help?
I like damn more.
I agree. Damn is way better.
When someone makes their passcode help, it really makes you wonder about them.
Yeah.
All those photos, I wonder if the owner might have been a conspiracy theorist.
Possibly. What do we got? Cinderella music box. Okay, so we've got 2 of 3. Because I only saw 3 squares on that pedestal.
Disney's having a field day with this game.
You remembered that there were 3 slots.
Indeed.
Hey, we're 2/3 of the way there.
Just to prevent a crash, you might want to save.
I will agree with that statement, and this should take me to the lobby. Hopefully I can go down the front stairs.
You can.
Okay. At least I have my bearings there. Point. Okay. So, before I even try to attempt this, I do want to find the other one. So what do we have? The employee elevator key and 312. I still can't get to the top floor.
You can't
but
get
I
to the
didn't
third
check
floor
the
at
other
all.
side here. I did not check the other side, and I don't remember. Did I check this door? Yeah, I did. Just making sure. Oh, he's looking at a health drink. Good, because I was out of health drinks.
Looking at something else.
Looking at... Oh! Didn't even notice that. Rifle shells, okay. Yeah, they're armed to the teeth in this hotel. Oh. Wait.
Before going in there, I recommend checking around on this floor first.
Okay, I'm also confused as how that's the employee elevator key being
It unlocks
used.
the room. that has the employee elevator in it.
Interesting, because normally it's the same elevator, but you need like a key into it to go to certain floors. But it's the same like one elevator. Interesting that they have a whole room dedicated to it. That's new.
Well, for the whole 5-star experience, they want the employees out of sight for as much as they can, right?
Yeah, actually, you're right. That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. There's no other door there. It's just this one. Great.
All right. In we go.
Damn it, James, open the door. Because part of me was wondering if I could have used that key on like the elevator down in the basement. Oh, there's
No, the one in the basement. You saw the elevator that was broken on this floor just outside. That's the guest elevator, and it's the same as the one in the basement.
Okay.
It's broken down completely, but it's stuck and open in the basement level.
Okay, that makes sense then. Because, yeah, again, I'm thinking like same elevator. That's why my original thought process.
They even let their employees have health drinks.
That's concerning. Considering
No,
like,
they want their employees to be healthy.
agree, but that means there must be a lot of accident. They must be quite accident prone. Nothing interesting written. Oh.
Maybe there's something around here you can use. Maybe in the elevator.
Don't know why that'd be buzzing, but okay. Can't go to the 3rd floor. We are on the 2nd floor. 1st floor? Basement?
What's above the 3rd floor?
Weight allowance, 1 person. Oh. But there's nobody. I am so confused. Weight allowance, 1 person, and there's literally is just 1 person.
You say that now, but can you check that big box to the right?
This one?
Yeah.
Shelf is empty. Store my stuff. Oh my god.
You're carrying too much stuff.
Okay. Put item on the shelf. Yes.
I'm betting that great knife needs to go.
Looks pretty light to me.
I think the pipe also needs to go.
Yeah, lead's a pretty heavy element.
Wooden plank, no. I need the health items.
mean,
You
if you're not
probably
using it,
don't
wouldn't-
need your big ass rifle either.
Anymore? I don't know.
And hey, we can probably come back for this stuff eventually. Maybe.
If I ever remember. Nope.
Huh. Still carrying too much.
Okay.
This is a stretch, but maybe you should put everything away.
Oh no. he
Is
doesn't
it
have to put
really
everything
gonna be
away.
one of those? Okay, you know what?
You are actually allowed to take one thing with you.
I want to do one thing. Just because I'm curious if Lugia is right on this one. No, I'm keeping the light. I swear that's gonna suck.
Keep the letter for Mary. Ah.
I can get it back. Okay. Retrieve everything? I can't just retrieve one item?
No, you can't retrieve one item at a time.
Don't worry about it. Or you could just take everything.
Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
Because I wanted to follow what Bear said, keeping the letter for Mary, photo of Mary.
I'm just saying
Wait,
it's an
the letter?
option. You can keep the letter from Mary.
Okay. I want to keep the flashlight because it'd be stupid otherwise not to have that. Because then nobody can freaking see. feels stupid to put all the healing items away.
Hey, you do what you gotta do in a horror game.
I swear, if one piece of paper and a flashlight is too much, that elevator is stupid. The elevator is stupid.
Well, what you gonna put away?
Well, I don't have a choice. Well, now nobody on Twitch is probably going to be able to see.
Huh, looks like the letter's fine.
Alright. Well, as long as there's no enemies down there, you're fine.
This is
And you've still got your map.
Yeah, I still have the map, you're right. This is just so stupid.
See, you're not completely useless.
I can't punch as far as I'm aware.
Nah, you need Eddie for that. I wonder where he is. Oh, right.
I doubt it. Third floor? Yeah.
You're probably going to have to check out the first floor.
This is so stupid.
What's the matter? Anxiety getting to you?
Like, putting myself in the situation, I'm going, you are a moron to do this. This is the full thing now with the, like, actual employee stuff.
The staff map has everything listed. You might want to take a look at it.
Does it mark off still where I've been? Yes, it does. Nice. Okay, so I already took care of that. There was another door to the kitchen, which I could have swore I walked up to, but I think it was already broken.
You couldn't have gone in it.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to get into that whole row. Unless there's a ladder into one of the rooms, because, you know, another freaking pit. Where I drop down from above.
All right, looks
No,
like
that's
you're on
just
the
the
east
society
side.
being the society. The hotel wouldn't do that to you.
You say that.
Got a much bigger kitchen for the restaurant.
And I couldn't get to that door because of all of
Oh
the,
my god, they've got an employee cafeteria too!
Yeah, they really went all out on this. It really is a shame we couldn't get into the gift shop.
Didn't they mention something about the manager's office in one of the file? Well, not in something you read earlier.
Yes, they did. The tape. Manager's residence, so the manager lives on site. Manager's office is down the hall.
Well, they said the office. They didn't specify whether it was manager or security.
Yeah, the manager. Oh, yeah, that's true. Could be either. And there's a door to the outside, which I don't know if I want to even try.
The employees could probably use that to get in. They wouldn't have to take the front.
That's broken. Why am I not surprised?
Don't know how good I'd be working at a hotel, but I would consider this one.
Well, again, allow me to say, for those watching on Twitch and then on YouTube after, I do apologize. It is going to be dark.
It doesn't look that bad on Twitch.
No, it actually looks fairly good on Twitch.
Well, looking at my own monitor, I can see it. It's just I'm hoping that that translates well, even after like downloading the VOD. Oh, I can go in here.
No, this room's well lit.
Snow White music box. Well, there's the third one, but I can't bring it up, can I? Because oh, wait a second.
Not through the elevator.
I almost thought that was a pizza box that said cookie.
It's like, hey, we found Cookie in Silent Hill.
Still, check some of these shelves, if you would.
Tea bags, cookies here, they're all past their expiration dates, which means this place hasn't been in service for quite a while. Apples, pumpkins, pumpkins? Unless it's in cans. I was gonna say, I don't see any, unless those black things are the pumpkins. Potatoes, onions, most slightly rotten. Oh yeah, they definitely have been in service for a while. Whole thing smells vaguely moldy. Okay. Juice cans lined up here. There's no reason to carry these with me. Yet.
Hey, he thought differently at the apartments.
Yeah. Wait, is there a can of peaches here? Because maybe the people from Back for Blood would be quite happy. 'Cause I just think of the whole thing with Carly's like, oh, peaches.
Well, good news is you've got the third music box.
Now it's a matter of bringing it upstairs. Right. Makes sense. I was gonna say, it doesn't look that dark to me, but... Okay. Lock is broken. Can I click on this? No. So I assume I have to be over here. Okay. So
And then there's a
that's
regular office nearby, too.
Yeah, the manager's office is on this floor.
thankfully. Oh, I can go in here.
That's a stairwell.
Oh.
Maybe
Which
we
only
should
goes...
stick to this floor.
Yeah, which only goes down, not up, which is very concerning. Oh, he's immediately looking at something. Oh, the safe. There's the tape.
Alright, so it was in the regular office.
Got the videotape. Awesome. There's a can opener beneath the videotape. Interesting to need a can opener, but okay.
Well, I wouldn't trust the fresh food from here.
That is true. Because that shit's gone. Oh, come on. Oh, wait, no, that goes back to the reception. I'm amazed they just wouldn't open that now. But actually, then again, it'd bypass this whole thing, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And you'd be coming here with no items.
Yeah. Is there anything to click on the desk? Nothing on. You know what, just for my own sake of curiosity. No. Because you never know, people like to keep things in their lockers.
Even the lockers have broken locks.
Yeah, everything is broken. The disrepair of this hotel, man. Jeez. Schedule book here. Days from 1 year ago. Okay. Frosted windows. Rifle shells. Can I click on anything else? No. Spotted
This
tea.
isn't a half bad looking employee lounge either.
Oh, I can't get around the thing there.
A couple
Okay.
of couches, magazine, fridge.
Rifle shells
Yeah, rifle shells, because
really adds to the decor.
You're definitely gonna need those. Interesting that I can't go that way.
They probably got a shutter down.
Right. Can I click on that? Shutters are closed. Nope. Okay, so I have the videotape. So all I can do is go downstairs now.
Looks like it.
Because, you know, I want to be going up, not down.
Looks like we gotta go down to get out.
Down to go up. Makes sense. Is there anything on the other side of the staircase? Just some boxes.
Get ready.
What the?
You have
Run.
no way to fight. Get away from it.
And the game crashed.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
I don't know at this point. Everything's just going haywire. Yesterday was just a shit show with trying to get things to run properly.
We also can't hear the game.
Oh, you can't hear the
When
game
you-
now?
When you have it like this, no.
Crap. I was kind of hoping you could. One sec. That is a shame. I was genuinely hoping you could still hear it. Steady. Oh, I just have to put everything away. Oh, do I have to go in first before I can... Okay. Why are you not letting me... Oh, does he actually have to look at it first?
Probably.
Yeah. So... Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of editing.
Sorry.
No, that's nothing to do with you. It's just the game being stupid. Or the emulator being stupid. So
Feel free to
keep
put up a letter if you want.
I'm trying to find out why it might be crashing. I'm not really getting anything, though.
I am on the, I'm not on the quote-unquote stable version. I'm on the dev release, which updates nightly. So it could just be that.
Okay, that might be why.
Yeah. So, floor 1.
Is there a way to go back to a previous version?
I do have the previous version, but I don't believe I could put in the same memory card.
Okay.
I don't think
I
it'll work.
also noticed it keeps crashing around every hour.
Yeah, actually, that would be true. It could be a memory leak.
Alright, so there's a map beside you.
Yep.
And we know we need in the storeroom and the office.
Speed run, baby.
Yeah, the speed run. So literally just go in here, grab the tape.
You will need to go over near the kitchen. I think across from it's the room that had the
Pantry.
music box in it.
Yes. There's nothing else in this room. Run down to the end of the hall. Yep. Pantry for the music box. Come on, pick it up. There we go. This way. I do want to go into the...
Employee lounge, yes.
Yes. Which was this one? So I do want to grab those shells. Awesome. Shame we can't have a cup of tea while we're here, but yeah. I think that was legit everything we could pick up. Because every other door was locked.
Yeah, so you could probably go down now.
Alright, so, crazy idea. Put the rifle shells between your fingers and punch the monsters.
Yeah, I don't know why he can't just punch. Like, I'm holding it down, it's like, why would you not punch? Also, I thought they were only supposed to come alive when you had a flashlight.
Well, you
Or
were
when you
also
get close.
close by them.
Right. I forgot about that bit. Okay. Excuse me. I don't know if I can go in there. Locked. I can go in here, though. That's loud. Medkit. That works.
At least you have some insurance.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any other reason to come in this room. As
Well,
of yet.
check the left side.
Oh. Hello. The box.
Marky. Hey, you can check the map while you're in here. It's lit.
Oh, I didn't realize I had a thing for this. That explains what... Oh, Venus Tears. Why did it look like it said Texas on it? That is
Venus,
so
Texas.
weird. That is so weird. Okay, I don't know if I can go into the storeroom. I have absolutely no idea.
I have my doubts about the storeroom being accessible, but you can certainly try.
I do as well, but... Hello? Nope. Right, it was... God damn it, this freaking... Yeah. No idea what it just did, but...
Made some noises.
Oh, hello. I'm trying to... Thank you. Can I go in here? No. Medkits... Or health drinks, sorry.
And the kitchen near the bar has a lot of health drinks in it. Wow.
You would think he'd pick up like a kitchen knife right now and be like, I need
Why'd
something
you
to
have to
defend myself.
But you have to worry about coming here with no items.
Yeah. But okay,
You're not done in here.
I'm not. That one's broken. Doesn't seem like he's looking at anything else.
There's something that stands out.
Frying pan, scale. Oh. Can with no lid. Because, you know, he would think that's the can I need to open. Out of all the cans that were in the pantry and everything, no, this is the one he has to. Like, come on.
This man stuck his hand into a dirty toilet on instinct.
Oh, wrong button.
Clearly, there's something going on in James's head that is beyond our comprehend.
Yeah, definitely. So, use this can opener on this can. Who puts light bulbs in a can and seals it?
Tasty.
Hey, you don't want them getting contaminated, do you? Bacteria do a number on light bulbs.
Oh my god. I got a light bulb. Okay.
All right.
Save that for a snack for later.
Yeah, don't eat it all in one place.
I'd
You
check
might
the map
spoil your dinner.
first.
There's going to be a couple more in here, isn't there? Oh, no, there isn't.
All right, we're in the bar.
So, shall we stay a bit and get smashed? Sounds like a good idea to me.
You're on the clock
Aw,
before
man.
the world ends, remember?
Also, wait a second. I don't know if it's just an asset reuse, but why does this bar look very, very similar to the other one we were at?
Heaven's Night.
Yes.
This might be the glow of the jukebox.
The glow is
Possibly.
about all they had in common. This place looks way nicer.
Can't do anything with that. Can I at least play music on the jukebox? Doesn't play, so it must be broken. Well, he's looking at something over here, so... Wait. Lamp on the counter. But you can't... There's no light bulb. Oh, really?
Wonder if you can do something about that.
Put a light in... Or, yeah, put a light bulb in the... Can I take it? No.
Ah, but it lit up the door, didn't it?
It did, but I didn't really need that to illuminate a...
Actually, it did.
Use the bar.
James wouldn't have been able to figure out how to use the door key on this unless you lit it up.
I know I don't have a webcam, but my face right now is just like utter confusion.
Oh, I can imagine your face. Anyway, looks like we got access to the main part of the hotel again.
Out of everything...
Where do you want to go first?
To my stuff?
Good idea.
But I will say, out of everything that's been in this game so far, that one has been the most, like, what the fuck moment. Like, genuine why. Like, out of everything this man has done, that one has
Might
been
be
the
quicker
dumbest.
to go via the lobby.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, you're already up this staircase.
It was this door, I believe.
They want to make a save, too.
Yes, that's also a good idea. Just in case of a crash.
Actually,
There's
not,
a save point down the stairs.
Yeah, I just went around for nothing. Because I was like, there's a save point in that room, but yeah, you're right. Save over that one. Okay. Back up we go. Across the hall. Son of a... Nope, right. God damn it, James.
Where are you going?
I'm trying to get to the door, but he keeps overshooting because, again, I have to hold forward, right? And he just makes a wide arc instead of just stopping and turning. Like a more shallow turn. I can't get him to do that.
There are also items to pick up in here you didn't get on the second run.
Right. 2 health kits. Or bottles.
All right.
I'm
You
gonna
ready to go
save
out and take
again.
revenge on those mannequins?
I mean, by this point, save scumming seems like a good option.
Yes, with the crashes.
Yeah. So,
Just
do I
hope it doesn't
want to go
crash while you're
overkill?
saving.
Do I
Yeah,
want
let's do some overkill.
Do some overkill. So, giant freaking hunting rifle. Actually, how many?
Sure, let's do it.
I don't have very many rifle shells though.
You actually
You only
might
live
save
once,
those.
though.
Depends. Do I need to use technically use the rifle anymore?
I would say you should save those.
Nah, I say use the rifle on these guys out here. Come on, it'll be fun.
It's funny because Baron, you'd be the one that would be crying because like really strong gun and just wasting ammo.
I'm trying to get over it.
Nah, play it safe.
All right, then.
Shame. If I had a grenade, I would love to have used that instead. Just be like, toss a nade and be like, ha 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 ha.
Gotcha. The enemies despawn when you get your stuff back. Now you understand why
I
I was
am
egging on the
disappointed and my
rifle?
day is ruined. My day is ruined. Fuck this. Oh my god.
You won't let me have fun when I want.
Oh man.
Well, you got the music boxes.
Play the music. I thought I was just put the music box in, but okay.
You have to examine.
This shit is my jam!
You can examine.
Anything on the back?
You can examine each of the three positions to learn which box goes where.
Seat of the princess who spoke no words.
And then you can use the item, the music box to place it. So this one is spoke no words.
Trying to remember. I was gonna say, didn't they all speak in their movies?
But did they speak for the entirety of the story?
No. She was mostly a good chunk of hers. She was asleep. So I'm assuming it'd be Snow White.
Well, maybe check the other two, see if Snow White fits here best or elsewhere.
Oh, use it. See what happens.
Or, well, okay.
Interesting tune. So is that? Oh yeah, I do have to put more in, but I'm curious. Who
Seat of the princess.
Awoke
who
from death. Okay, that's Snow White. Please tell me I can pick this back up.
You gotta go around to the side.
Oh, really?
Puzzle assumes that you watched the movies.
I can't remember the
you could've
last
read the
time
fairy
I did.
tales.
Who the fuck read the fairy tales?
Maybe some of us did.
So awoke from. Well, yeah, she ate a poison apple. So play it? No, because there's no point in playing the rest. Well, there's nothing there. There we go. Fled at midnight. That's Cinderella. Yeah, want to make sure.
Now, I'm going to reference the Disney movie, since that seems to be what you two are familiar with. Remember that Ariel traded her voice for human legs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Or, if you played Kingdom Hearts, there's always that possibility. Except I don't remember there being a Snow White world in any of the games.
No, I don't believe so.
Or Cinderella, now that I think about it. Well, maybe Birth by Sleep, I don't know.
Oh, and there's a key. A necklace and something. Oh, I just can't take that. It's just the key I'm guessing I'm taking. Hotel stairway key. I'm assuming that's to open that door
Yes.
from earlier. Okay. It's a good tune.
Yeah.
I just hope that's not copyrighted. That's my only concern. This side. Where... Wasn't it this side of the hotel? Or am I going the wrong way again?
Look further to the right. Oh no, there's a. It was right by the door, I think.
I walked past it, didn't I? Yes, I did. That's why. It's like, where on earth? Should there be a staircase here? I presume I have to manually do this?
No, it's not of use.
Or am I just not close enough? Oh. Because you never know with this game.
I would say look around before you go into 312, just in case.
Every door is going to be locked. Oh. Okay. I didn't expect it to be immediately there. Observation room. Okay. Of course. Painting. Landscape of this area. Okay, can I turn the camera around? Yes, yes I can. That would be handy. Broken. Broken. And obviously broken. Yep.
And that observation room will matter another time.
Actually, wait, was it fully? Or was it just locked? Yeah, it was fully broken. I assume there's probably a giant hole in the wall and I can go across. It's been there a few times. So, probably a cutscene. Or not. Okay, can't go that way. I was kind of hoping to go look at the dresser. TV, I'm guessing I play the videotape. Because, you know, there's a
Maybe have a
convenient
look around the
VSR.
room first.
Nothing interested in the memo book. You know,
Harry could have saved here
convenient.
too.
Very foggy outside.
Have you seen this room before?
Interesting that you say that. I'm just trying to think on that one.
Maybe in the intro cinematic?
Right. It's been a little while since I played that cinematic. So that's why I'm like, wait a second here. Oh.
Time for some home videos?
I better get something to sense this because it's going to be a sex tape. I'm kidding.
Also, are you in software mode?
I believe so. Now I am. Thank you. Use. Oh, how now he's very hesitant to play this tape. After all, he took forever to put that into the VCR.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful.
That's
You
a
know what
lie.
I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
The fuck? That's supposed to be him. I'm torn between him trying to wake her up, like, are you okay, and strangling her. I'm torn between those two things, and I don't know which one I'm supposed to be guessing.
Let's see what James thinks.
My guess is the freaking latter with the strangling, personally, but we'll see. Still don't know why he would, but yeah.
I love being present when I see someone get to this part for the first time.
Mary.
Oh, there's Laura.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura. Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
No, I killed her.
They got no rhyme or reason, but okay.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. The Mary you know isn't here. Laura, I'm sorry. That voice.
If you remember, the scrambled message you got when you first found the radio was this. We're just getting it loud and clear now.
I am so confused.
It all makes sense. For now, you should probably worry about finding another save point.
Well, it wasn't dripping before.
Well, now you know the truth. Mary didn't die from a disease.
I'm just confused as to why he would. That's what I'm confused about. Yeah, let's go find a save point. I'm confused.
And you... Actually, can you make quick saves?
I can save state.
Okay.
There you go.
Best to do that just in case, because we know that crashing is now a thing that can happen.
Oh. Okay. I'm assuming now I'm in a different hotel entirely, which is why this is leaking. So this was the lobby. Can't get the door up. So much for a save point.
I think by the time we finish watching the next cutscene, we'll start giving you some answers.
Curious about the observation now. Okay, so I still can't do anything with that. 313, I apparently didn't check. Oh. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so legit the only way I can go is down, so...
Things have sure taken a turn, haven't they?
Yes, they have. I can see why people like the game, but up until this point, nothing at all makes sense. So...
I think once we start explaining some of it to you, it will make sense.
Oh, I can go in here. Also, one quick sec. Is it on? No, it isn't. Turn it on. Okay.
It doesn't work anymore.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Is this also still going to be locked and everything? It's interesting that they're marked in purple, though. And not red.
I wonder who made those.
What? It couldn't be Laura. That wouldn't make any sense. Apparently 207, which should be not this one. I think it was the next one. Nope, I passed it. Whoops, it was that one. Crap. The fuck? .207 goes to 204. Yeah, I think I'm gonna want those. Where am I now?
Looks like 212 and
Right, because I
the room in
couldn't.
the upper right.
I couldn't get on this side before, couldn't I?
Looks like 212 and the one in the upper right, 220 are accessible, and 216.
Okay, we're back at 207, but 207 took me to 204.
Well, we know we need to go into 202, right?
Do I have a key item? No? Okay, well, let me go back. No. Okay. So that's clearly the right door. So this is just one big maze puzzle. I get teleported to different spots. Okay, so that 220 takes me back. So it's either 16 or 12. I'm gonna hazard a guess and say it's the one at the end. Where am I now? Back to 202. Okay, it was the one in the middle.
Or you could try 201.
It's like the Lost Woods from Ocarina of Time, but if it was a hotel instead.
Oh yeah, there is 201. I didn't try that. You're right. But I will try 216 just to make sure I don't have to come back over here again. Was this one? No. Next one? Or did I pass it? Or is it just locked? It's just locked. Okay. Now what happens if I go back out the door that I came in? Back to 220. Okay. So then this one to go back.
And then at the end, on the left.
Locked.
Nope. Oh well.
But again, I can go back into 204. Which just moves me over here. I didn't check the lounge or the reading room, but I'm guessing they're probably locked.
Actually, the reading room may be accessible. It's optional, though.
Well, if it's gonna help me figure that out, I'll take it. So. Okay, so we're back in here. Less books this time. Notice that immediately. No medical book on the table.
Mary's going to die? You must be
joking.
I'm very sorry.
But you're a doctor. It's your job to heal people. How can you just let her die?
Please, calm down. As her doctor, I promise I'll do what I can. But there's still no effective treatment for her condition.
How long does she have?
I'm afraid I'm not sure. 3 years at most. Perhaps 6 months. It's impossible to say with certainty.
You know, first things first, I'm going to save state that. Thought just came into my mind. What if he killed her because he didn't want the disease to kill her? I.e. mercy killing.
That's one way of looking at it.
I didn't even think of that. That just made me think of a mercy killing. Because I do believe... Didn't they... Oh, I can't remember. But I think it's the patient that has to give the go-ahead? I can't remember. So I remember reading up on that or hearing about it where the patient and the family, they could choose to whether or not pull the plug. Quote unquote.
That's pulling the plug, not...
Like you could talk to the doctor, but it comes to a, like everybody's in agreement kind of thing. I.e. mercy killing.
Now, pulling the plug is different than mercy killing, really. The pull the plug idea is that you remove life support and then just let nature take its course.
Right. He didn't do that. That's true. Okay, so I legit cannot go anywhere else. So.
All right, so through 202
is the only
and there
one
was
that
one
takes
door
me
in the other hall you had not.
Really? I could have swore I checked every single one of them, didn't I? Oh. Duh. I'm an idiot.
I think I made the same mistake on my first playthrough.
I wouldn't think it would be that obvious. That just seems way too obvious.
They trick you with the teleporter maze, then they throw a regular door at you.
Imagine.
You know, I'll give him that. That's actually pretty clever. I like that. I can't be mad at that. That's actually pretty smart. I do approve of that. So all that's left here is a bunch of Ampoules, that's foreboding. And the elevator, which didn't work before, which now does. So, where are we going? Let's see here. At least there's no fucking weight limit. We're technically on floor 2. Okay, 3 doesn't work. 1 doesn't work. Oh boy. Back to the basement. Just where I wanted to go. Monsters can come through the door. Well, that floor looks interesting, and it's... Okay.
We're all wet.
I can't see anything ahead.
Moist in here.
What the? I am so...
There's something in the water with you.
Okay. Is it still in here? I don't know. Because it didn't open the door. I'm hearing the static. The fact that they're giving me a ton of healing items, that's what concerns me. No game does that without a reason.
Well, you want to top off with a health drink?
That I do.
And ammo too.
Again, I don't know why I keep hitting triangle for the menu. Use.
I imagine James needs a drink after what he's experienced.
Yeah, he definitely does. I will full on agree. Try anything else here? He's looking at stuff. This is probably why Louise had to save the rifle ammo. Oh, he's looking at the health kit. Pick it up, damn it. I don't... Thank you.
Refrigerator won't open.
Yeah, it's like,
He
I'm not
says,
going
looking
for
at
that.
a health kit.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I thought you'd be happy the refrigerator didn't open.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know where I should be running or where I should be going, but...
Wherever you can.
Through a door.
Oh.
Ah, yes.
Well, there's Angela. From everything being soaked to being on fire makes a lot of sense.
Mama! Mama, I was looking for you.
The hell?
Now you're the only one left. Maybe then I can rest.
Well, I did say she was a ghost at the beginning, didn't I?
Mama, why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Angela, no.
That doesn't sound very concerning. That was so unconcerning. Jeez.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserved what happened.
No, Angela. That's wrong.
Knowing there's a fire around, did she commit arson?
No.
Somehow?
Don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James, give me back that knife.
No. I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me? No. I'd never kill myself.
I'm guessing that ties into the fact why you guys told me not to look at the knife.
Yes.
It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
I still don't get it, but...
Alright. I said we would start explaining things. First off, save.
Save state immediately, I'm guessing walk out?
Yeah. So...
Oh, now I'm somewhere entirely different.
So
Okay.
she said, for me, it's always been like this. What does that imply to you?
It's always hell for her?
Try to think a little more literal.
She also seemed slightly surprised that you saw it like that too.
Or literal... Yeah, this is gonna fuck with my head.
Alright. You want me to tell you?
Another hint without giving it away so I can at least see if I can have some intelligence to figure this out.
Baron, you want to try?
So I want to have at least
Notice-
some intelligence to try and figure this out.
Alright, another hint. You know when you had to fight Eddie, the air environment looked way different than what you had just been experiencing.
Yes, everything was cold. We fought him in a freezer. So everybody's cold
specifics-
towards him. But everybody hot toward... That doesn't make any sense.
The way in which they're different isn't so important, as it is the fact that their environments seem very different.
Hot and
Also,
cold.
James has questioned why Laura seems so laid back here, hasn't he?
Well, I know I've questioned it.
Well, he has too. Does Laura act like she's in a town filled with monsters and no people?
No, she doesn't. Definitely not. She's just
Think on
very
that.
carefree.
Alongside the other things we've hinted at.
Okay, I'm gonna need a moment here to figure this out.
You may want to keep going too.
Yeah, you're
There
right.
will be more information as you keep going.
But
Just a little bit more.
we could tell you right now if you want us to tell you.
I kind of want to see if I could figure it out with the hints before I feel like I'm an idiot for just saying, just give me the answer.
I will say if you play on a bit farther, you will get another couple of hints.
Do I at least have a map for this place? Yes, I do. Right, because
Huh.
we couldn't get on the other side because the shutter.
Notice where there's an X.
Wait, that was nice. Oh. Okay.
It's like James wants to find some way to get to the lobby.
Well, we couldn't
isn't
go
there
this
one-
way before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's looking at something.
Manager's office
Behind
has
you.
clearly been burned down by the looks of it. Or is it just on the door itself? No. Again, would be nice to have... Oh, there we go. Yeah, that camera. So
And
everything...
note to the folks at home, I don't recommend storing rifle shells in leaky buildings.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, based on the cutscene that I just got, and then seeing this, something's telling, like, those two seem like they tie together? Because why would the manager's office, quote unquote, be burned down? And if everything is leaking, why can I not think like the fire system would have kicked in, which is why everything is leaking? That's what's coming to mind with that.
I think you're starting to get off track.
Off track? Oh god.
Run.
Go.
Literally ran just to stop to click on the door just to get hit. Love it.
Look through here very carefully before you open that door.
Yeah, don't go in there just yet.
I don't want to use that just yet.
I think the game's trying to send you a message.
Yeah. I think it's a very good message.
Yeah, okay.
Just to annoy Lugia.
Alright, you want answers? Figure them out yourself, fucking bitch.
I couldn't resist. Like, this might be the last
Now,
time to do it.
You're ready for the big door.
I'm gonna put the shotgun on.
Actually, the rifle might be better.
Seriously?
I think so. I don't know if you object, Baron.
No? It's perfectly reasonable.
Oh god. Cutscene?
So we're almost an hour in on this part, so it might crash, but we'll see.
Well, I did just save, so I'm happy. Oh, door number 1 or door number 2?
Don't worry about the doors right now. We've got bigger concerns.
Okay, Maria again? There it is.
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth.
I don't.
Now it's time to end this.
They've got melee weapons, you've got a gun. I think you know what needs to be done.
It's better than one pyramid head? 2.
Again.
Maybe don't get within spear distance.
Yeah. This is a case where you want to take a pot shot and then run.
It's okay if you can't directly see them.
Also,
like
I'm
go
gonna
to
check.
yeah, just go to one corner, shoot, and then go to another corner and repeat the process.
I don't trust that. Nope. Again, dude, like, it doesn't take that long to drop a gun. It really doesn't. No idea.
You heard that plink, so you hit one.
Probably reload. Yeah.
Nice dodge.
Didn't intend to dodge, I expected to get hit there. I'm just gonna go to this corner instead, screw it.
Safer.
To me, this doesn't really... yeah. Compared to boss fights, how they do things... Oh, great time, James. Should be counting my shots.
On higher difficulties, these guys move a bit
I missed.
quicker.
ammo pretty quickly because I don't have very much of it.
Should be almost done.
Tried to run away, but nope.
Maybe go 2 corners, then shoot.
Yeah, I thought so. And I'm gonna use a med.
Heal as well. He's probably gonna... Yeah. Good,
Yeah.
you're holding forward.
Okay, now I can do this. Oh, okay, I've got 22 left, plus the 4 I have. Okay.
Yeah, there's a reason they dropped the big knives when they did. Apart from the fact that you stole one.
That's okay.
There you go.
That's it? Really?
That's the fight. Now you know what I'm gonna say
need a
next?
drink. Save?
Yeah.
Done. Just in case. Looks like he's holding something. Scarlet egg. Okay, what about this one? Rust-colored egg.
So, what did James say to these guys before the battle? That's not the door you want.
No, I know. I was going to go back to the save thing.
But
If
you
it would let me.
can do a manual save, I think.
Will it? Yeah, that's
Oh,
why
you
I was
did let
going
me
to
go
this
back.
door. So I wanted to do this.
Just for safety purposes.
Anyway, what did James say to these guys before the boss battle started?
Leave her alone. And then the whole thing with his sins.
What was the purpose?
Pay for his sins?
He needed someone to do what?
I can't remember the word. I'm drawing a blank.
Punish.
There we go. That's it.
He wanted someone to punish him.
He's a masochist.
Now, why do you think there are 2 pyramid heads?
Your guess
And
is
only
good as
2
mine.
and only 2 of them now, not before.
Yeah.
What was the thing that was making him feel guilty about?
That could be pretty much... There's a lot to that.
What one big thing?
Well, obviously Mary. But then at the
Okay,
same
what
time...
happened? What did he do to Mary?
Well, obviously he choked her. He killed her.
He suffocated her under a pillow, yes. So, why... That would explain a pyramid head. Why do you think there's a second one?
Either he's feeling guilty for killing Eddie, or he's feeling guilty because he couldn't save Maria, who just got quote-unquote killed.
Well, you would think that a manifestation over guilt for failing to save someone would look a bit different than one for murder.
Yeah.
Yet these look identical. But yes, the second one exists because he killed Eddie.
Okay, so each one is showing up because he's killing somebody. So technically, if I kill somebody else, a third one would show up.
Maybe not, since James seems to be past his guilt.
But at the same time, he shouldn't feel guilty for killing Eddie, because I would say that's self-defense, personally, but...
He still killed a person.
He still did kill a person, but...
And the fact that he killed someone beforehand shows that he didn't learn his lesson.
Or perhaps James still feels guilty he killed Eddie, regardless of the reason that Eddie died.
Possibly. Oh, I'm assuming I have to put one of the eggs in each door. Duh. It's a matter of which
It
one.
may not matter how the rest of the world would see Eddie's death.
But it matters to James.
Yes.
It's locked, so I guess I put the wrong egg.
Well, not necessarily.
Unless I have to put the other one in the other door, too. Okay. Oh. I just can't go into the other one, I guess.
Don't believe it matters which door you put the eggs in.
Does it matter which door I go into, though?
No, because it also leads to this hallway.
Oh. Okay. That's just me, or does that look like a face to you guys?
I see a Shy Guy mask.
Yeah, I see a mask, alright.
Sorry, no. Can't go that way.
So I don't think we answered why... fuck. Why Laura was pretty ignorant when it came to everything happening around her.
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers?
So,
Want any
should we
damn
get into that
flowers?
now?
Just go home already.
I say let's wait until after
you
this
saying?
part here, at least.
Okay.
I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers.
It's up to you whether you listen to this or move on. You are in control.
What are you looking at? Get the hell out of here! Leave me alone already! No use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today. Maybe tomorrow. It'd be easier if they'd just kill me. But I guess the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go! Are you deaf? Don't come back! James! Wait! Please don't go! Stay with me! Don't leave me alone! I didn't mean what I said! Please, James! Tell me I'll be okay! Tell me I'm not going to die! Help me!
It's done now.
Alright. Should we?
Random thought. I'm assuming, if you're saying, like, take it literally, I'm guessing cold, he feels cold towards it, he feels numb, he doesn't feel anything. The fires, he's feeling rage.
It's not about James when it comes to those.
Oh, it isn't actually about, okay. That was a manifestation of how he's feeling is what I was starting to think.
Alright, I'm gonna let it out now.
I got nothing. I genuinely got nothing.
Everybody sees Silent Hill differently.
So Eddie sees it as a cold, frigid place. Angela thinks of it as
he was
literal
treated
hell.
like shit his whole life. Angela sees it as a hell because she was abused. Laura is ignorant to everything around her. She doesn't see the monsters. She sees Silent Hill as James and Mary saw it when they first came there.
So what does that exactly mean? Like different so literally just that. It's just to tell you everybody sees it differently.
Pretty much.
The town, at least if you get sucked into this alternate world, will usually twist the location to affect you based upon the psyche of the individual. And when multiple people who have been brought into this world are close to each other, there's overlap.
Okay.
When you were in that room with the bed boss, that was James and Angela's world intersecting. And you notice you saw that creature later, but weaker.
Yes.
I want to think that's because the creature had an effect on James, and it could distantly tie into the Mary situation with her being bedridden.
But then what does this mean
I want
with
to think
Maria? That's what I
Maria.
like.
I'm not ready to talk about Maria just yet.
Fair.
You need some more information in the game first for her.
It's her long-lost twin. I don't know.
Also leads into some symbolism. So, do you remember back in the Historical Society when you found those 3 tombstones? One for Eddie, one for Angela, one for James?
Yes. I do remember that.
The town called them for different reasons.
But why them is what I'm trying to figure out.
Because
Also, is there anything on the other side? I didn't check.
the way I see it, they were called because of suppressed guilt. James,
Oh, I can go up.
well, we know why James is there. Eddie because he was responsible for the death of somebody.
Well, he killed a dog and seriously injured a man.
Yes.
Right.
Angela, I guess it's clear now if you think back to that newspaper. She killed her father in self-defense.
Right. That newspaper, because it had the same name.
Orozco.
But she's feeling guilt over the fact that she shot her father in self-defense.
Well, maybe more
Amongst
likely
the abuse, but yeah.
used another weapon than a gun. No one in their right mind would see Angela as murderer. But that's not how she views herself.
That is true. And here's the observation deck that I'm guessing we couldn't get into before, correct?
No, this is a very interesting place.
I'm also gonna save state, just in case. Well,
No turning back.
that doesn't fill me with confidence. And there's Mary. Oh boy.
Mary?
When will you ever stop making that mistake? Mary's dead. You killed her.
Maria? It's you. But I don't need you anymore.
What? You must be joking. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different than Mary. How can you throw me away?
I understand now. It's time to end this nightmare.
No! I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James.
Fuck.
Final boss time.
Good luck.
Be mindful of your environment. You can get stuck on the bed or where that staircase fell down.
Please tell me I can't fall down that staircase.
No, you can't fall
thank
down.
God.
It can just disrupt your running.
You're not playing Silent Hill 3. Falling is not really a thing in this game.
I don't know where she is, but... Nope. Good job, James, for missing that entirely. Oh, wrong button. I was just trying to spam.
Death is here to see you finish the game, and
Glad
it
I
crashed
save stated. Hello, Death.
right beforehand too.
Yep.
So you're
That's been the constant thing of this stream. Constant fucking crashing. And I just think it's, again, the emulator just not liking this game.
you got another hour to finish it. You're on the final boss already, so It's probably not going to happen again if you do it fast enough.
Hopefully. Silent Hill 2, go live. But yes. Hello, Death. How you doing? Load state. Nope, wrong button.
It didn't happen during the pyramid fight.
Thankfully. But I'm glad I took the precaution to save state it. And I can skip this again. Didn't want that, but okay.
Oh. We're actually doing this in a private DM, Death.
I'm gonna run over there.
Oh, hey, weren't there mobs somewhere else in the game?
Oh, for fuck. Yeah, the mob, wasn't that bug room where I had to stick my hand in the freaking thing? Yeah.
Well, that's where they went.
I have no idea.
Yeah, actually looking at the boss and shooting might be more optimal for this fight.
I'll take the hit. I don't have a choice because I can't get a spot to actually try. Without...
You should be fine considering the amount of healing supplies you have. Like, it'll only be a matter of time before she goes down.
Yeah, this camera is so bad for something like this. Yeah.
If you give the camera a little space so it doesn't get stuck on the walls, it should be easier.
I can only mash so quickly when my hands are frozen. I don't know why my hands are frozen.
Check your health. I don't know how much damage. Okay, it looks like they don't do that much damage.
I'm gonna move that there, just so that way if I need to. I would turn in fire, but part of me wants to wait for her to cast out again and everything.
I'm also reasonably sure that you are past the point where the game keeps track of your actions.
Hopefully. Oh, for God's sake, James, it doesn't take that long to drop a gun and run. Sorry, that's genuinely actually annoying. You don't have to be trained in a weapon to actually...
If it gets that annoying, you could...
Nope.
Well, you don't want this to happen.
Now you might want to heal.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, that does significantly
Try an ampoule.
more.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you've used a single ampoule throughout the entire game.
He is not.
No, that's not true.
If timing's an issue, you could switch to handgun. You've certainly got plenty of ammo for it.
It might take longer to put her down, though.
Right now, I'd rather have the mobility because I have, like, next to no chance, like, barely any delay or time to actually turn around, shoot. Okay, never mind. Like, by the time the bats stop and I turn to shoot, I missed the opportunity. I don't even know if I'm aiming at her.
You did hit her.
I know about reloading, but I do
noble
want to at
again.
least get a couple shots in. Now I can reload. Yeah, that's a large hitbox.
It is really weird seeing this final fight again after I came out of playing Silent Hill 3, where I lost all my ammo to the final boss.
Yeah. This game is much more merciful in combat than 3 is.
Yeah, Def, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
This final fight is pretty meh. I mean, a lot of the boss fights in this game are also not really that great. But it's a survival horror game. Obviously, the bosses aren't really gonna be the highlight.
Thanks, James. 'Cause you know you couldn't do that beforehand.
There have been some good boss fights in survival horror.
Resident Evil 4.
Yes. I also argue for G3 in the RE2 remake.
Good time to reload, but yeah.
Well, that's a more modern survival horror game.
HectiX, you really need to heal.
Just wanted to get out of that before I actually could heal.
Try out an M pool.
Why not?
Alright.
Just to get one in.
James got his booze.
The two final bosses in the first Silent Hill are pretty wonky. More so than this, honestly.
I remember the final boss of Silent Hill 1 just being kill him before he kills you.
Yeah.
Because there was this lightning attack that he did that was really hard to dodge.
The other option for the final boss was a little less aggressive, but still pretty annoying.
I'm sorry, now this is where definitely the cameras are really fucking irritating. Because it takes so long
Also,
for it to turn, adjust, and then finally shoot.
Don't forget, you can still walk while you aim with the handgun.
I would much rather the camera just be fixed behind him. Like, when I turn around, it actually turns with him. You know, like it's supposed to.
This feels like it's taking forever with the handgun.
I agree, but so far it feels better than the timing. I don't know if I should try the shotgun.
Try the shotgun.
It's still quicker than the rifle.
Well, at least you can't double down on the whole that and the other thing. I don't know what they call it.
The moth and the tentacle.
Yeah. It takes so long for him to finally be like, yeah, I do want to shoot a target. Nope. Yep, that's it, James. Don't aim up anymore. Aims up and then gave up on it. Fucking finally. I'm sorry. Everything else is fine. The combat, I'm not a fan. Full on.
Now give her the old Yeller treatment.
You actually can't do the stomp. You have to hit her with a weapon of some...
Yeah, that's it, James. Don't aim at her. She's right in front of you.
There you go. The game is done now. That wasn't even an hour.
Yep.
I mean, I guess by this point, if you just want to watch the ending on YouTube, it'd have the same effect. Just so that we don't have to deal with an emulator that crashes all the time.
Yeah, that's true, but... There we go.
James.
So,
I'm back to software mode.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
So glad I saved state because I'd have to do that whole boss fight again.
That's why I did it, honey.
It's gonna crash at some point now. But,
No.
I guess since we already kind of saw this.
You also said
Thoughts?
you didn't want to die.
He's guilty because he can't make up his mind whether or not.
I wanted you out of the way.
Yeah, that wanted to kill her or
my
not.
life back.
Do you remember what Mary said when you were walking through that hallway?
If that were true, then why do you
She
look
wanted
so
him
sad?
to leave, but then not leave. She's being very tsundere about it.
It's kind of a taste of how this relationship has been ever since Mary got that disease. So
Please do something for me.
I'm going to assume that the anger portion of the 5 stages of grief got to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't like the cutscene. Okay.
To YouTube.
Yeah. To YouTube.
All right. So
I don't know how to set this up properly.
Mary and James are, I believe, in their 20s. And it turns out that Mary gets a diagnosis of a terminal disease. And she and James have not been married that long. It feels like her entire life has just been snatched from her.
Also, HectiX, there are multiple endings. The one that you got is called Leave.
Leave?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Mary's
the right
condition just
Nope,
kept getting
wrong one.
worse over time. Her frustration with it led to her lashing out at James frequently. He tried his best to be there for her, but her verbal abuse toward him and his own frustration at the situation nagged at him for perhaps years. And he hated seeing her suffer, but he also hated what she was doing to him. He was able to check her out of the hospital for a little while. Maybe the doctors thought, hey, she can
It did the
go
second
home
one.
This one?
rest.
Second one, yeah.
I don't want to see the fight.
Yeah, you could just skip through that.
My life back.
If it's too loud, I'm going to put it to there. I don't know.
James,
And so,
if that were true,
James Sunderland became the Slumber Party Slayer.
I love that nickname.
It's one Balefear and I made up back in 2001.
James.
Now, as you play through the game, it keeps track of
Please do
things you
something
do.
for me.
So remember
you-
how I made a big deal about not looking at the knife?
Go on with your
Yes.
That, well, it's not a determining factor, but it is one of many that can lead into the bad ending.
Yes, the ending called In Water has James, quite possibly with Mary's body in the trunk of his car,
Oh, geez.
drive off the pier of Toluca Lake into the deep.
Yikes.
You promised you'd take me there again someday.
If you look at the knife,
But you never did.
keep your health low for long periods of
I'm
time.
alone there now.
I believe also look at the bloody messages in some of the buildings in Silent Hill.
Yes. And you know that audio recording you listened to in the broken down hotel?
Yes.
But you never do.
That also leads you toward the In Water ending.
And so I wait,
Oh, I wasn't expecting
wrapped in
that.
my cocoon of pain.
Also, you know that conversation that you heard between Mary and James while walking toward the Pyramid Head fight?
Yes.
If you ran through before Mary says, wait, please don't go, that also moves you toward In Water, I believe.
Oh, so it's good to listen to the whole thing.
I feel so
If you want the leave ending, it is.
Now here's the weird thing. The leave ending, the good ending, that is theoretically not canon. In fact, In Water is probably canon.
Oh shit, really?
There is a small bit of dialogue in Silent Hill 3 where Douglas says he's been to Silent Hill before, for a missing persons case, but they never managed to find him. A lot of people believe that missing person was James.
There actually have been a lot of missing persons reports involving Silent Hill over the years. It might have been James.
I'm glad to be coming home.
Also, in Silent Hill 4, which does take place after this, a minor character is the apartment manager of where you live. He's James's dad, and
You don't really want me to come home.
it's strongly implied he's not had any contact with his son for a long time.
I can tell how
Of course, that
hard it
doesn't
is
guarantee that James died in Silent Hill. Once he left the town, he might have just
I don't know if
kept
you hate
going,
me or
abandoned his life, because, well, you know, if he killed Mary, he probably doesn't want to go back.
Yeah, I can't imagine why he would.
sorry about that. First learned that I was
But I do want to ask,
die.
what was up with the whole bonking
I just
Maria
didn't
thing at the
want to
beginning?
That
The Maria
also
ending.
is another
so
ending, yes.
angry all the time.
If you do your best to protect Maria and stay with her for long periods of time, you are pretty much guaranteed to get the Maria ending, where basically James doesn't learn his lesson, and a manifestation of Mary, aka another Maria, shows up, and the two get hitched. Until Maria, near the end of the ending, gets a disease, and James says, we should do something about that.
And does it again.
So,
Okay.
the Maria ending is basically a way of telling the player that James is forever in this cycle,
Wouldn't trade it for the world.
whereas the
Yes.
Leave ending, he manages to break out of it. And in the In-Water ending, he also does, but in a different way.
Much different way.
Gone on too long.
For the Maria route, also if you go back and check on her when you leave her at the hospital, that moves you toward that ending. I want to think there might be one or two other things that can encourage it, but yeah, spending as little time with her as possible, you'll easily avoid the Maria ending.
And bonking her is another good way of avoiding it.
Yes.
That just seems so freaking strange. Like, why?
But that's not all of the endings you can get.
I think on
Oh, no,
YouTube
there's
it did
more.
say here briefly that there was 6 different endings.
For what I did
Yes. Well, it also depends on the version you play. I think the original version of Silent Hill 2 for the PS2 doesn't have the UFO ending.
It does not.
UFO?
That's why I want you to live.
The UFO ending is just a gag ending where aliens come to Silent Hill and do some things.
Do what's best.
In the first game, Harry Mason, who's been looking for his daughter throughout the whole game, when he sees the aliens come to Silent Hill, he's like, "Hey, have you guys seen my daughter?" He gets shot with a laser and then he gets abducted.
Wow.
But actually, if you want to, after this, after you're done watching this ending, if you want to take a look at the UFO and the dog ending on stream, I'd highly recommend them.
Oh, there's Laura.
Yes. The dog ending is also a gag ending, but it was in the original version.
That one was, yes.
You remember when I mentioned the observation room?
Yes.
On New Game Plus, it's possible to acquire an item called the dog key. If you examine the door to the observation room before going into room 312, you can instead go into a room with a big supercomputer and a little dog operating it, observing everything going on in town. And James realizes this dog was behind everything.
Oh my god.
There is
Commence the
currently
gag
a
credit
statue
sequence.
being sold. Well, not yet, but in celebration of Silent Hill 2 Remake, that dog in that room is going to be a statue that you can buy in real life.
Oh, wow.
And,
Also glad I
during
made
the-
sure to mute that.
during the goofy credits sequence, when Eddie appears, the dog growls.
And oh, okay, I can understand why the dog would growl. That's
Yeah, Eddie's
understandable.
not a dog person.
But yeah,
Uh,
you've done it. You've beaten the game.
I am still very confused, but okay.
It's okay. This is one of those games where you need to sit back and think about what you just played.
I don't even think me sitting back and thinking will actually make me figure out what the hell I did just play.
Or also just watch a bunch of YouTube video essays. That too.
there have also been a lot of, well, typed up essays on sites like GameFAQs over the years. And fan sites. If they're still around.
Fan sites, maybe. Game facts, probably, more than likely, but fan sites, I don't know. Also, I wasn't planning to finish the game this stream. I really wasn't. I thought it would take at least one more. So that's new.
There's another ending that was still in the base version called Rebirth. On New Game Plus, various occult items can be picked up as you play. And if you possess all of them, when you get on the boat, James doesn't go to the hotel.
Goes to the island?
Yes.
Ha, there it is. A reason for the island, besides just being there.
Wait, I'm trying to remember. Actually, he does go to the hotel.
Oh.
But in the ending, he rows out to the island with Mary's body. He has learned of a possible ritual to bring her back.
Oh, jeez.
Although, when you have the conversation with quote-unquote Mary before the final battle, she's not on board with this.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
So, I believe... No, wait. Damn it, I'm trying to remember if it's Maria or Mary there. In the Maria ending, you actually fight Mary for the final boss, but it's the same mechanics.
Oh, with the bats and whatnot.
The moths, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, something else that you might want to keep in mind, that's not necessarily Mary James is talking to. She might just be a manifestation of his mind.
So yeah, I was wondering with that whole boss fight, I'm going, okay, yes, you're fighting quote-unquote Maria and whatnot, but I still don't know what she is. That's what I mean. Like, this entire thing, nothing really told me what the hell all these things were.
It might be better for you if you think about this story as one of personal struggle, and not so much, how the fuck did this dead girl come back to life?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
So that sweet conversation James had with Mary after you beat the final boss, who's to say that was really Mary there? Maybe it was just a way of James forgiving himself and moving on.
Trying to cope. Possibly. Oh, there we go. I can unmute this.
Silent Hill is a place where people's traumas and grief become real. Well, you see...
Yeah.
Death... not quite. Surprisingly, this sort of thing where Silent Hill is like a manifestation of the protagonist, that's not really in a lot of other Silent Hill games. In fact, most of the other Silent Hill games have it revolve around a cult instead. That was the case with the first game, and the third game is the sequel to that game. I think 4 does something like that. Origins is Origins.
It also relates to the cult.
Okay, I'm assuming.
I'm not even going to begin to wrap my head around Homecoming. I guess Downpour is like another instance of Silent Hill 2 philosophy. Not quite on the same level, but there's bits and pieces.
Yeah, oddly enough, 2 and Downpour, I think, might be the only ones that really follow that. Downpour's
and I guess
not quite as
Shattered
good.
Memories too.
Actually, I'm gonna mute that. This is apparently the UFO ending, so...
If you know the big twist in Shattered Memories, it's kind of in a category of its own.
You kind of want the volume to play.
Oh, do I? I was just afraid of copyright.
That's fine. It's an ending.
Nope,
Now,
that's unfortunate.
I don't know about which version of the game you're playing, but you can also unlock a little scenario called Born from a Wish, where you play as Maria.
Oh.
It answers a few questions and raises many more.
Also, damn, Harry really just kidnapped James. The parallels.
That is a weird ending.
It gets weirder in Silent Hill 3, where, when you go to the apartment, Heather's like, hey, Dad, there's some really weird stuff going on, and Harry and James are there, but brainwashed by the aliens, and they speak in, like, these weird garbled voices, and the aliens are like, let's just blow Silent Hill the fuck up.
What the fuck?
I think you pretty much skip half of the game by getting that ending.
Okay,
yeah,
this has
there's
got to
the
be
dog.
Baron's favorite ending.
A lot of people's favorite ending.
Oh, it's in Japanese, but okay, that's fine.
While Silent Hill 1 did have the cult as a major factor, the creatures were mostly a manifestation of one person's personal trauma. It just wasn't the main characters.
Also, that Japanese audio is in the English version.
Oh,
since
really?
it's a joke ending.
Oh, okay, I didn't even consider that.
Also, let this play out,
Oh,
please. It's so good.
If the remake does not include the dog ending,
Listen, they're making a purchasable statue of it. Of course they're gonna include it.
I don't know. It's Konami.
That is fair. Also, NFT pachinko. What else came out of that, I was gonna say Direct. That's Nintendo. What was it? Silent Hill Transmission?
Yeah.
I think they're making a new movie.
Bomb posted a bunch of stuff in Discord. I'm gonna check it out later. And yes, HectiX, that was a beefy, shirtless James.
Yeah, just like, what the hell? Is at its best when it's using the supernatural element as a metaphor for the character struggles. The more you try to explain what tangible means, actual magic and stuff, the less effective that gets, I think.
I say Silent Hill 3 goes back to the cult stuff from the first game, but it also has some Silent Hill 2 influence with the main character Heather, who is a teenage girl trying to find her place in the world, I guess. A lot of the symbolism and visual imagery revolve around, like, young female adolescent fears. I'm not going to describe them because it is disturbing to talk about, but if you've played the game or seen some of it, you kind of have a good idea of what I mean.
What the?
Also, yes,
at
that was
least
the dog
they have,
ending.
At least they have a sense of humor to throw in something silly, so I approve of that.
Yeah. All the mainline I say the mainline. The first 4 Silent Hills all have
joke endings.
Joke endings, yeah.
There you go. Those are the endings I wanted you to see.
Thank you. But I think now's a good time to wrap this up. It was a good game. I'll give you that. And
I know it's definitely outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, 100%.
I might recommend Silent Hill 3 at some point. That's not going to be for a long while, though.
Yeah. If the combat, as you said, I think you said it gets more difficult in 3?
It's actually more advantageous to run away from enemies in 3.
Than to actually fight. Okay.
Now, while the enemies are tougher in 3, Heather is also a better fighter than James.
Oh, okay, that's good. Because, yeah, like, walking around, looking, checking the puzzle, I enjoy that aspect. The story, still confused. But
the puzzles are still there in 3, and they're good.
Actual combat, though, like, like meeting the enemies in the hallway. Okay, that's not too bad.
Actually, I think I might just straight up say it. You might want to play on like easy action difficulty for 3,
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
because the later parts of the game might be a struggle for you.
Oh, definitely. Because yeah, it's just the boss fight stuff that I didn't like. Because again, the camera and then having turn around, wait for it to adjust, then aim. Timing's a bitch with that. That's the main thing I didn't like with the combat. It just took so long to finally get one shot in and then try and run.
I will say 3 is kind of better when it comes to bosses. It's still jank, but it's not like jank.
If you do play 3, I do have a request. Please don't move the riddle level below normal.
I'm guessing it just straight up gives you the
It
answer
actually
or something.
removes some puzzles.
Oh,
Yes.
really? Wow, I wasn't expecting that. You know, I can't. Just for my own curiosity, that cube puzzle that we had with the rotating room. If I had it on hard, what changes?
I've read that the solution may be randomized on hard and extra.
That sounds
brutal. God. Yeah, you'll be there all day. Because again, just the sheer amount of combinations you could put into that cube. What the hell? Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. Hopefully in the remake they do change that puzzle. I will say. Because I can imagine you guys getting to the remake and then being like, really? They kept it? Like...
I'm scared that they're going to severely dumb down any puzzles there just because modern AAA game.
See, that's the only one I could see where I'd be
Also,
okay with dumbing down. The rest of them
Team.
didn't need it. Really. I don't see the other ones needing to dumb down, personally. But just that cube one, yeah. Change that. But yeah, Lugia, thank you for suggesting the game. And I know I did owe you the game, but I'm glad I finally got to play a game and play it through.
I'm glad you actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely better than Sonic. Sorry.
No, trust me. I kept saying this to you. This is probably objectively one of the best games ever made.
Even though the story is
very
confusing.
No, I think the story is fantastic.
Like, the story's great, but I do find it very straight. Like, I still don't get what I just
definitely
played.
not something that you're going to easily pick up on by your first playthrough. It is something you're going to have to think about.
I feel like even if I sat down here and played this game multiple times over, I would still be confused.
It might make a little more sense.
Like, I would understand what's about to happen, obviously, because I just played it, but I don't think things I didn't notice before would actually click more. I don't know. Maybe. But, yeah, thank you for suggesting it, and thank you, Baron, for joining us.
It's been a great ride.
Now, I am going to throw this here before I wrap this up, because I do, after much editing, I do plan to upload this to YouTube. But also here on Twitch. Since I played something for Lugia, I do want to think of a game, or if anybody has any suggestions, to get Lugia or Baron to play, and then the three of us can actually play it on stream.
It's Baron's turn.
That would be... Actually, yeah, because you played the one, so yeah.
Yeah, I played the Witch and the 66 Mushrooms for you.
So yeah, somebody, or we'll have to think of something, but if game suggestions to get Baron to play, and we watch him play through, that would be good fun. I would very much enjoy doing that, and then we can just keep rotating. So maybe I'll suggest a racing game at some point, and see if Baron's the type to be like, throw the controller across the room kind of rage. Because I do have a few people that I know that do that.
Well, it needs to be one I can run.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, PS2 emulator might be a bit much, but we'll see. I don't know if a PS2 emulator would be too strong for you, for your computer. I don't...
Yeah, it would.
Is? Okay, I'll have to think more old school then. Okay, I can do this.
I can barely run some PS1 games on an emulator.
Beth is suggesting Sonic Riders.
I don't know that one. I'm guessing it's a
Where
Sonic kart racer.
It's Sonic on hoverboards. Actually, I hear the first Riders game is really good. I do remember playing a lot of Zero Gravity, which is not the same, but I do remember liking it.
It's funny. I just actually thought of a game I think, Baron, you might actually be able to run. It's just a matter of getting it. Because I know there's a PC version. I can't remember if there's a PlayStation version. But I don't know if anybody here has heard of Lego Racers before. Probably not.
Clue.
No.
Yeah, there's 2 games for that. That would be a fun one. And it's very blocky and everything, so I could see, older computer being just fine to run that. Doesn't take much. I think it would have come out roughly this time as well, early 2000s. So it wouldn't be too intense. I want to see HectiX break that game like nobody's ever broken it before. I want HectiX to play the first Sonic Riders. Oh no.
That is a hard game to get into, though.
If it's going to piss me off to the point where I don't want to play the game, then I'm saying no.
It probably will. There's a
then I'm
lot
saying
of
no.
mechanics that you need to learn, as soon as you jump in.
Nope. I'm not doing that. If the Sonic game that Lugia had me play pissed me off that much, that's going to make it even worse.
That wasn't even a racing game.
And I know, that wasn't even a racing game. That's going to be even worse for me. And me personally, if I'm not having fun, yes, the chat might be laughing, but I also want to have fun. Right? I don't want to spend the entire time pissed off. I really don't. To me, that's just no. That's to me, in my honest opinion, that's terrible content, and I'm not doing that. But we'll end it here. Do you guys want to say anything before I end the stream?
Well, just thank you for sticking through with Silent Hill 2, and I'm happy that you enjoyed yourself with it.
No problem. Anytime. I'm glad I enjoyed it. I really do.
I'm Baronvcreepy, and these are 2 of my favorite people on the internet.
I'm not surprised Baron said that.
It's formality.
Yeah, actually, at this point, it is formality. If he says something different, that's when the shocking thing comes in. Or he twists it in some other way.
Wait for April 1st.
These are some of the worst people I know on the internet, I'm guessing. It's going to be a long time before that one. Anyway, we're going to end it here. So, thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now, everybody. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Good night.